Hello, and welcome everyone to the Enclave Made Stage. My name's Simon Little, and this is my first ever recorded mission. Um, so, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. A little bit about me. I'm relatively new to Enclave, only joining mid-December last year, and I've mainly conduited, but that may be because I'm like a forever DM. I've run my own D&D campaign since December 22. But I have been brave and I've tried a few games and I've also enjoyed that. But I guess I'm a bit of a control freak. I like to play all the characters. So yeah, that's why I've done that. Um, so joining me today, uh, I'm going to invite everyone to introduce their characters, talk a little bit about their experience of Enclave, and I've invited everyone to share a fun fact that people wouldn't know about their characters. So I'm going to start with Avalon.
Hi, yeah, I'm Avalon. I've been playing Enclave for a while, but D&D much longer, both in streams and elsewise. My character today, her name is Agnosia Ferrier, but she goes by Aggie. She is an illusionist from like a high-tech setting. Um, I am still working out all of the details, so those will be conveyed elsewise. But a fun fact about her is that in her universe, she has, like in her setting, she has been anonymously posting online with a squirrel fursona for years, and nobody has discovered it's really her.
Cool. Okay, and Jules.
Yep. Jules been on a couple missions on this channel before, and on a lot more that have not been recorded. Been playing the Enclave since the end of October last year, so also about half a year by now, roughly. I'll be playing Eina, who is my spectral Fane. And a fun fact about her that people wouldn't know is her favorite kind of tea is a fruit mixture tea with a lot of sugar in it. The main reason why people wouldn't know it is because as a ghost they cannot consume liquids. And I don't think she knows that the Enclave has the magical capabilities to allow her to do that, assuming it does. So regardless,
Okay,
something that at least the people in the Enclave wouldn't know.
thank you. And let's move to the next person on my screen, which is Ari.
Yes, my name is Eric Cower. I have been playing Enclave since it came out. That was in 2023, right?
Hmm.
I think that's when it came out. Yeah. So I've been playing for a very long time. I haven't done very many feature missions just because, I just haven't done very many of these. I've done lots of missions, and I am playing Wraith the Librarian. And his whole shtick is he's been reincarnated. This time it messed up. Much of his past life has been lost. And one thing you might not know about Wraith is Wraith likes to enter cooking competitions with a paper bag over his head so nobody knows who he is. He's just known as this mysterious cook who's like, what is that mysterious thing? This is amazing. We don't know who this guy is, but he's like the best,
Cool.
and he like almost always wins. Or he gets like second or third place. He's always in like the top five. Usually he wins, but he always puts a paper bag over his head. So he's like, and he always writes Mr. X, so nobody knows.
Okay, thank you. And last but no means least, Tim.
Hello, everyone. My name is Timothy Matthews. I've been playing Enclave for a year now. On the server, I happen to be one of the many attendants who help keep things running smoothly. It's a very enjoyable job. I play a lot and I also conduit a lot. Been on quite a few featured missions myself, so you definitely won't be seeing the last of me. As for who I am playing today, I am bringing, well, some would say she's She's kind of a gunslinger. She's more of a social slinger. Her name's Carolyn Denton, and she is a bit of an awesome person. Like she's good with social, she's good with combat. Maybe not the best at puzzles, but usually that means someone else will handle the puzzle bits. And a fun fact about Carolyn that you probably would not know is she can play a pretty mean guitar.
Cool. Okay. Well, thank you all. I don't think I said my name's Simon Little, and on the server I'm Etchasketch or Etch. Anyway, so to start into the mission, I'm just going to give you a brief overview, and then we're going to move to Enclave HQ and a debrief. So, the Hollow Gate Saga, Mission 1, the day everything changed. No one saw the first gate open. One moment, the city skyline was the same familiar sprawl of glass and neon. The next, a shimmering rift tore itself into existence above the financial district. Silent, luminous, and impossibly vast. Within minutes, more appeared across the city like fractures in reality itself. Then came the towers. Obsidian monoliths erupted into being in the heart of every major metropolis on Manifold. No seismic activity, no warning, no explanation, just there. Perfectly smooth, perfectly still, perfectly wrong. Panic spread faster than any official response. Power grids flickered, air traffic froze, and rumors spiraled. And when the first creatures stepped through the gates, things that moved like predators but fought like scouts, the world realized this wasn't a natural disaster. It was an invasion, or an invitation, or both. So we're now going to move to Enclave HQ for everyone to be debriefed. So you find yourselves being escorted into a sleek subterranean briefing chamber. Screens flicker with live feeds of gates hanging over cities worldwide. The atmosphere is tense but controlled. The Enclave is built for this. Situation. At 0400 hours local time, an extra dimensional aperture designated a gate manifested above Korovev's central district. Within the hour, additional gates appeared over major global cities. Simultaneously, unidentified structures materialized at ground level. All attempts at communication, scanning, or structural analysis have returned contradictory or impossible data. The towers appear inert, but energy readings suggest internal activity. Hostile entities have already emerged from several gates worldwide. Your mission objectives. Primary objectives. Enter the gate designated M01 and establish a secure forward position. Identify the nature of the extra-dimensional environment. Gather intelligence on any entities, ecosystems, or structures encountered. Secondary objectives. Recover any biological, technological, or environmental samples. Map any accessible sections of the interior. And locate potential exit points or secondary gates. And in final objectives, avoid unnecessary engagement until threat profiles are established. Minimize civilian panic by preventing spillover into Manifold. Any questions?
Yeah, Wraith has lots of questions. How, like they say it's like black obsidian, is it like smooth or is it like pitted?
It's
Yeah,
the
building off of that, obsidian like the stone, or is that like poetic license and it's just shiny
Yeah.
black?
just slightly
Yeah,
black.
exactly.
Slightly black. Shiny
Just
Okay.
shiny and
black.
black.
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't
So,
know
and
what it's
there's
made out of.
and there's no markings or anything on it, or is there like writing that's like really tiny or anything? Or
No, nothing.
is that
Completely plain.
The hostile
okay?
creatures that emerged, what do we know about them? Like, do they have, chitinous exoskeletons? Do they bleed? Do they have, I don't know, psychokinetic abilities? Like, what do we know about those creatures?
So the creatures that have emerged are kind of fairly easy to get rid of. They're sort of low-level monsters, for a better word. So they've been humanoid, um, generally reptilian in appearance, and seem to have some basic coordination and intelligence.
Wraith,
Do they have a
uh,
language?
Wraith wonders I'm sure we're all in the room together, and he probably heard that question. So Wraith asks, "You say low-level monsters? Are we talking like goblins, or are they gonna? Are we like goblins or something else?
Kind of like
You know?
goblins, lizard folk, that sort of thing.
Oh, Wraith chuckles.
Grunts, in other words.
Hmm.
Mooks, minions, grunts,
Great. Now
henchmen.
I'm thinking of the grunts from Halo.
Yeah. What time of day are we porting in? Is it like going to be noon, or is it going to be,
It's going to
you know?
be first thing in the morning, so 0600 hours.
We'll
All
see.
right.
6
And
a.m.
going along with that, what's the weather going to be like?
So the weather is fairly clear at the moment, but you don't know what it's going to be like in the gate.
On the other side.
Yeah.
What's the magic and tech level of the like civilian city?
So the city itself is like modern day, so fairly high tech. Obviously, magic exists because Enclave have been recruited to help with this. But yeah, the city generally and the populace low level magic, high tech.
Interesting.
So they're probably trying to gun down the things that are coming through.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it would be great. It'd be correct to assume they at least on our side they have like a perimeter set up so that way they can try to contain as much as they can.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
So where is the tower located in the city? Is it like in like the city square? Is it like in some central place where it's like, oh yeah, there it obviously is, you know?
Yeah. So it's popped up in one of the main central parks, and the
Ah,
same in other cities. But it's popped up, but no one can access it. It's just completely, it's just there, but yeah, no obvious way in. Um, the material's
okay.
so hard. People have tried breaking into it. It doesn't work.
Have they what have they tried to break in with it with? Just so we know. You know
I mean,
what we know what not to try.
this is happening
Guns.
here and now, so very little has actually been explored. But like
Okay, so they
preliminary
haven't
sort of trying to get in has been attempted.
okay, so they haven't tried to use like dynamite and shit.
Not yet, no.
Ah, okay. Um I can't think of any other questions. I'm sure they may come to me later.
Yep.
Okay,
Oh, they always do. 15 minutes into the mission, you'll think of 12 more questions.
Indeed.
cool. Well, in that case, let's move to assembly for teleport.
Hmm.
So you are all collectively moved from the debrief room through the secure corridors of Enclave HQ. You find yourself passing other agents following faceless Enclave attendants. There's this air of frantic tension in the air because obviously everyone's aware of what's happening. And you're eventually brought to a teleportation room, but an unusual thing that you don't usually see are news monitors have been put up in the room conveying images of this huge pale gate looming overhead, and you can see helicopters circling it, civilians looking from the rooftops. So yeah, if you could tell us what your characters are doing as they enter into the room, introduce yourselves, and yeah, say what any interactions that you're having. So you're all coming in simultaneously.
Wraith notices Clara. I believe Wraith has played with Clara, right? It's been a long time.
Yeah, probably, but yes, he would have probably worked with Carolyn.
Yeah, he goes to her and goes, Carolyn, so good to see you. It has been a while.
Oh, it's certainly.
I don't know if she's a hugger. Is she a hugger?
I mean, she has 3 vitality, and I joke that she's a social slinger, so yes, she would probably be a bit of a hugger.
Okay, yeah, Wraith is gonna hug her. Going, oh hey, good to see you.
Yep.
So and I'm sure Caroline does the how you've been sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a while, Wraith. What have you been up to? I've kind of been keeping tabs on my shop, kind of also sending people off on their own missions. Got me a little assistant as well, and she points to the neck that walked in beside her as well, and he clearly does not look like he wants to be there. He's just like, really?
He looks at the thing. This is a saddle horse, right?
She also has a saddle horse with her, but this is the neck from the Raubritter.
So remind me what the neck is.
Yeah. So the neck is a reluctant apprentice at arms, begrudgingly obeying direct orders and bearing mid-armor and armaments. Capacity for a given task is supernaturally enhanced if persuaded rather than ordered, scaling with the effort put into cajoling them.
Wraith looks at her Arch and goes, this is a man, right? Or
Yes, this is Harold.
Harold. So you are Caroline's assistant? Well, she is a fine. She's a fine markswoman. Perfect person to learn from if you ever need to learn how to use firearms or the like. You'll be in safe hands with her.
If you say so. I just wish you wouldn't bring me into like so many crazy life or death situations. Oh, and also there's her saddler, her raptor Chip, who's just going over and munching on a bowl of dino nuggies. And now I will let someone else speak.
As soon as they sees that and goes, is that a dinosaur? He's all excited,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so whilst Wraith and Caroline are having this conversation, what are the other two doing?
Yeah, so Aggie is walking in. She has a fairly slouched sort of posture. She doesn't seem that worried about drawing attention to herself in this moment, at least. She has a black bodysuit underneath a pair of torn semi-translucent black tights, knee-high kind of look like combat boots, and then a pink hooded jacket on top. Overall, the vibe she kind of gives off is just careless, right? She has brown hair that's done into a side shave situation. It's not evident in her images because the creator I was using didn't have it, but the ends of her hair are pink, as if she hasn't quite gotten all of hair dye out. But yeah, she has a large headset lit up with blue lights that you can see, and she also has a folding fan just sort of in her hand. Right now it's folded up, but she's just sort of slumping in, I guess you might say. She looks tired, but it also she looks like she's taking stock of everything, if that makes sense. Like it's clear that she's alert despite her demeanor.
Okay. And Eina.
Yep, Eina is, and she enters they enter the room, and I mean, they are a rather short person, around 5 feet tall, and I mean, they look like a ghost, basically. Their entire being, except for their full plate armor, is a opaque cyan color with some like shading for like outlining the body and other things. They have a spectral sheath and a spectral mantle attached to their back, and crossing with the sheath, there's also her battle standard. She walks in together with a horse that is basically a skeleton horse. The name of it is Maxima, which she will probably mention at one point or another. But once she enters, she looks around her fellow agents, just looking them over, seeing that two of them seem to know each other, and once everyone entering at the same time, so after the conversation that is ongoing is over, she'll clear her throat somehow. Don't ask me how she can breathe and produce sound. I'm assuming it's all of us. My name is Eina. I'm a Thane, former commander of the Sapphire Order.
Wraith, upon seeing this ghostly image, and goes, "Ooh, a ghost," or is that not the politically correct term these days? Wow, that's always fun to see. He goes over. He instinctively thinks and shakes his hand, and he's like, "Wait, it's a ghost." he bows instead.
Yep.
You know.
She will hold out a gauntleted hand for a handshake. It seems like she can interact via her clothing, which is her armor.
Wraith takes the gauntlet and goes. He shakes it and goes, "Ooh, very solid. Interesting. Most ghosts are
Yes.
not solid. Fascinating. You
I
never
am
know."
mostly not, but I can interact with my armor, which allows me to interact in general with physical things.
That is fascinating. You know, so how long ago did you die? I technically am very, very, very old. I'm not like you a ghost, but I did get reincarnated many, many times. I think I'm over 1,000 years old. I no longer remember the exact age.
No
I
way you're
have
over
died.
1,000.
I think I am.
That's
Don't
nuts.
know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you guys. I'm sorry.
It's
That's all
quite
right.
alright. I don't know how long it has been exactly. After my death, I did not bother keeping track of time. Not that I had any means of doing so, considering in what kind of place my life ended. But it's been a bit now. I have been on 3 missions so far with the Enclave.
I see. I myself have been on many missions. I have been on. Jeez. I've kind of lost count. They kind of blur together after a while.
46 for me, Carolyn remarks as she reaches into her pants pocket and pulls out a box. Before I forget, I did remember that I have this thing right here. It's my earpiece because there is a good chance we might end up getting separated, so I can keep in contact with one of y'all as we explore the area. Now, who wants this?
Red goes, maybe myself? Although, perhaps it might be better for one of the other two. I don't know. What do you two think?
Well, I do not think that I would be able to wear it, considering what I am, so And she looks over at Aggie. Perhaps
I
you?
mean, I can take it, but honestly, it's probably best with one of you guys since or with you since I mean, I'm a little outclassed here, but I haven't been on any missions yet. This is my first, so
Oh,
I don't want
Oh,
to take someone
really?
else's gear, you know?
Ah, well, that is very interesting. Your first mission. Wraith is very excited. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. It's always good to show the ropes to the new adventurers or agents.
Yep. Yep. So she just offers the earpiece to Wraith, and it's like, if you
Yeah,
don't
Wraith
want it,
goes,
you can figure out who will take it. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's a good idea.
As you're talking amongst yourselves, one of an attendant seems to be a little bit agitated at the back of the room, and they're sort of like seem a bit nervous and uncomfortable.
Finally, Wraith notices, after noticing all his agents, he finally notices the screens and goes, well, look at those mighty TV screens over there. Looks like that's sort of showing our little mission. Should we not go over and view them?
Yeah. He definitely looks, or they definitely look like they want us to get going. I can't tell. They're the things they have on. You can't make a good impression, and I've been doing this for quite a long time.
So the
Yes,
agent
very.
seems to get up a bit of courage and heads over towards Aggie and says, "Excuse me, another agent asked me if I could possibly get your autograph. If you could make it out to your biggest fan."
Rafe decides, oh, why not?
No, 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 not you,
An
sir.
autograph.
No, 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 no. This lady here.
Aggie straightens up and she tilts her head. Biggest fan, huh?
Yes,
Did this friend? Aggie does
yes.
not trust that she's actually, or that this agent's actually talking about someone else. Did this friend happen to say which song is their favorite?
Uh,
What era do they
their
prefer?
their favorite track is apparently AI.
Aggie visibly like relaxes a little bit. A lot of tension seems to leave. I would be delighted. Oh, you have no idea how rare that is as somebody's favorite. Okay, yes. What is this friend's name? And do you got a
Just
pen?
yes, here you go. Just your biggest fan, please. Yep. I'll make sure they get it safely.
I'm sure you will. To my biggest fan, and then she signs Aggie Farrier. Um, and the A for her first name looks like a star. Like that's how she writes it, is like a star.
Oh,
And
cool.
she gives it this little like flourishing underline and a little butterfly.
Amazing. Thank you very much. I will. I'm sure they'll treasure it. And then the attendant
I
steps
certainly hope
back.
so. Didn't expect to meet a fan here. That's special.
And then another Enclave agent steps forwards, looking very disapprovingly over at the other one. It's like, agents, please, when you're ready, take your steps, your positions on the telepads.
Yep. Carolyn will look to her necked herald and to her raptor chip, and she's like, "All right, come on, let's go be a hero, a big hero at that."
Rafe decides to, before he leaves, he notices there's like a little like buffet place, and he sees like a mug of like hot chocolate. He takes it, he just straights it, he just chugs it down like in one go. Nothing like hot chocolate to get one going on an adventure. And then he goes to the teleporter.
Okay.
Eina is going to reach up to give her saddler a, like, gently stroking its cheek, which, I mean, where its cheek would be, considering it's all bone, before heading off to one of the telepaths as well.
Aggie fills up like a giant, like, for a point of comparison, like a Stanley Cup kind of thing.
Right.
She fills up one of those with some iced coffee and then heads over to the telepad. As she's stepping on, she pulls her jacket up over her shoulders, and then there's this little mechanical or electric whirring sound, and a projector on her spine, which you can see in her art, lights up, and a pair of dragonfly wings come out as like a holographic projection. As she steps on the thing, and they sort of flutter a little bit as the telepad boots up.
Okay.
Wraith sees this and goes, "Ooh, cool wings, neat."
So as you all step onto the telepads, an attendant says, "You are the first. What you learn will decide how humanity responds." And with that, you feel the usual sensation of tingling beginning at your feet and swiftly spreading up your body. A brief surge of vertigo hits you as it reaches your stomach, and as it moves up to your head, your vision shatters into a kaleidoscope of different colors, and you lose all sense of direction. And for a moment, it feels as if you exist nowhere at all. Then, just as suddenly, everything comes slamming back, and you find yourself whole, steady, and suddenly standing in front of a massive gate.
How big is this gate?
It's huge, and it's a big
Is it
swirling sort of load of energy.
okay?
Anyone,
Is it,
anyone near
is
the
it
gate?
like the walls of Babylon type of gate? Is it like that big, or is it like bigger than that?
It's, let's see, maybe 200 feet across and like
Okay,
circular. It's
okay.
big. It's big.
Trying to get
Sorry,
a scale.
you had another question, Tim?
I was
Nope.
asking if there were like any, if there's anyone by the gate, like friend or foe.
So there are like armed soldiers back from the gate, and they've set up like a perimeter just to sort of respond if anything comes through. But right in front of the gate, right where you are, no, it's just the four of you.
All
Um,
right. I think Carolyn is going to go up to like one of the soldiers.
Wraith is going to follow her.
Hello?
I will also follow. Behind the other two, though.
Can I help you?
Yep. Yep. Carolyn tips her cowboy hat, which is skinned like the Bersiglieri hat, so basically the big protruding feather, and she's like, "Hey there, we're the cavalry, and we're here to help you."
Oh, it's good to hear. It's good to hear. We've been anxiously stood here for quite a while. Be good to know what's going on in there.
Yeah. When has any threat come through there recently?
Nothing's come out of this gate as yet.
All right. And you all have not sent in a Pathfinder team or anything?
No, you will be the first to enter this gate.
All right. We are essentially going to be going in blind. Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, there's a few things wrong with that, but I'm sure we'll be okay.
We'll be fine. Don't worry. I've been on missions with less information. He chuckles.
And that's a good thing, is it?
Yeah, sometimes. Depends on where you're going.
I see.
Our
Okay.
mission is rather clear, so
Yeah, I would definitely say we all stick close as we go through the gate,
Okay.
and then we can figure out a plan of attack once we get on the other side.
So you're all going to
indeed.
walk through?
Yeah, Wraith will.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, no sense in tiring yourself out. So yeah, but it's
Hey,
more
nothing ventured,
or less
nothing gained.
more or less a cautious walk. Like Carolyn's gonna have her rifle out at the ready, just in case anyone tries to go through the gate towards them. She's ready to respond.
Yeah, Wraith also has his staff. He has it with him. He's just kind of at the ready, like, hey, if something happens, I'll whack him,
Okay.
Eina also definitely has unsheathed the bastard sword and is holding it, which looks to be spectral, but has an actual physical form. It's just made to look like it. Yeah, just holding it.
Okay.
Not the worst that she's. Not the worst thing that she's entered so far.
So as you all enter in through the gate, you instantly feel any skills or magic almost splutter, and a pressure seems to clamp around your minds and your bodies. You feel yourselves being constrained, and you're instantly pulled into different corridors of light and find yourselves individually within a circular white stone chamber. There are no doors, no shadows, no visible exits. And interestingly, your weapons have gone. Your items appear to be gone. It's just you. And a glowing
Wraith is very annoyed at
yeah,
that.
and a glowing blue screen appears in front of each of you, and it says, "Welcome, challenger. Select your weapon." And with that, like like what's the film? The Matrix. An array of different weapons, everything you could imagine, like appears holographically in front of you.
Wraith, is there a? Can Wraith ask the? Can Wraith ask the thing? Is there a way to make it to where this screen is not a screen, but like a holographic person or something?
It's
She
just a
wants to
screen.
ask a question.
Just a screen.
Okay.
I
All right.
think.
Wraith looks at this. Wraith looks at this, looks at certain weapons, and goes, one of these. Ooh. We get to pick through so many different weapons, so many different time periods. What will I pick? It's so hard. I'm gonna let you guys go to someone else because I am not sure which weapon I'm going to pick yet.
Okay. So while you're contemplating, let's go first to Caroline.
Oh well, that's easy. What options are there for firearms? First off,
Anything you could imagine, it's there. It's like every conceivable weapon. You can only pick
yeah,
one.
she only pick one. That's the hard part. I think she would look and she sees something that's kind of like the best way I can describe it in the real world equivalent would probably be like the M14 battle rifle.
Nice. Yeah, that's so her.
Okay. So you select your weapon, and let's stick with you for what's going to unfold. So as you select it, a holographic, um, the holographic rack of weapons disappears, and in the center of a room, a lone goblin suddenly materializes, and it kind of comes running towards you with a sword and a shield.
Any visible like weak spots on said goblin?
I mean, it's a standard goblin, so yeah, you can see.
Right. I mean, like, how
yes.
big is his shield? How much of the shield is covering him? That's probably a
It's
better
just
question. for me
covered
to
in the
ask.
forearm.
Oh, you poor creature! I almost feel bad for what Carolyn's gonna do, but she just whips out her battle rifle. She just takes aim at like center mass and just one squeeze of the trigger.
And that goblin goes down. And with that, on your screen, you get a message: calibration complete. Level up. 1 hollow point earned. And with that, let's go to Eina.
I mean, Eina is gonna try to. All of our items disappeared, right?
Yeah.
Okay. She's gonna try and interact with the whatever that may be. She doesn't recognize what this holographic screen is supposed to be. But she can see the weapons. She's gonna try and scroll over and try and find something that's the closest match to her regular bastard sword.
And you find one that's pretty much almost exactly the same.
Okay. She's gonna be surprised that she can actually interact with this, because that's not something that's usually possible. But she's gonna select it and see what happens if this sword is also something she can interact with.
So as you select it, similarly, a goblin with a shield and a sword pops up and starts running towards you.
Okay. Now, would they want to try and find that out? Yeah, I think they would. So they're gonna pick up the weapon, but they're not gonna do anything and just let it approach to test out how her spectralness, her etherealness works in this entire thing.
Okay. So as it approaches you, it starts swinging and like going to attack.
Yeah. I mean, where is it aiming the attack at?
It's going to aim for your middle, like on the side.
Okay. They do have one reflex. So they are gonna see what happens until the point of impact.
Okay, so it will hit you, and it will actually hurt. It will feel like because you've been suppressed. It's almost like it's designed to challenge you. So
Okay. In that case, the goblin gets its head cut off.
Okay.
After figuring out that things can somehow interact with her on a physical level.
And with that, you get the same message, and it also says new skill node unlocked. And with that, let's go to Ari because he might have decided, and then we'll come to
Yeah. Wraith, after looking through the oodles of weapons, he goes, yes, I will try something from a video game. He decides he does have. Let me look and see if I can even wield this thing. Should be able to if I have the might. I have +1 might. Is +1 might good enough to wield a two-handed sword?
I mean, it's kind of like you've been baselined with the constraints, so don't even think about your stats. Just think.
Okay. Wraith decides not to use that. He decides instead. He goes, I will go with the trusty charged sword. Basically, it's a sword with a capacitor on it, and it makes it to where it can have lightning bolts and stuff. So if you hit something, it shocks it. That's what it does. You can swing real fast. It's great.
Cool.
He takes that. Very elegant. A weapon for a very
a goblin kind of comes running up to you.
Okay. Wraith decides with his +1 skill, he kind of +1 skill. He just kind of waits, and when he gets there, he slices its head off. As it's like walking by.
I mean, as conventionally, you're not typically a warrior of some sort. You're more like magic
That is true.
orientated.
Well, I do
You
have +3
find
luck.
you find that it's actually putting up a bit of a fight with you.
Hmm. Can I? Well, my weapon is. Wait, do all of our abilities work, or are they all gone,
Currently,
or is it just our stats?
they're suppressed.
They're suppressed. Okay.
Yeah.
Um. Wraith will just. How big is the room? Because I was
It's
never
fairly
asked.
small. It's a fairly small room.
Is it like? Is it smaller than? Is it smaller than like a prison cell, or is it bigger?
It's a bit bigger than a prison cell. Maybe think like the teleportation assembly room that you've just come from. It's kind of that size.
Okay. What I'm gonna do? How I'm going to sort of speed walk. How fast does this thing run? If I try to run away from him, how fast does he follow me? Is
He's
it
sort of
fast or is it
similar pace to you. So
okay? So I'm just gonna walk around and just wait till he like gets tired out, and then I'm gonna attack him.
okay. So you do this, so we move forwards. You both get a bit tired, but you zap him with your sword.
Yep.
Or saw.
Yep.
Yeah, and you eventually manage to kill it. And the same thing, level up, hollow points earned. Please proceed to the next chamber. But with that, we'll go to Aggie for the final confrontation.
Can I have a paintball gun?
Yeah.
Okay. Additional sort of clarifying question.
Mhm.
On the monitor, can I see, since I am very used to tech, can I see camera, even like a little embedded webcam type situation?
It seems like, yeah, there possibly is something viewing you from this screen.
Okay. After I grab the paintball gun, um, if I could, actually, what I would really like is something akin to the like Splatoon paint gun.
Okay.
But those look like they don't hold very much if you look at them intuitively. So like, I think paint sense, but it's up to you what I can have.
No, you can have exactly what you think of. Yep.
Okay. So yeah, high capacity paint gun, I guess we'll say, like a super soaker but loaded with paint. And then when the thing comes out, whatever I'm fighting, it's like a goblin, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I am going of not being used to shooting. And so my goal is to like drench the goblin and then like, in a big arc, I also just like sweep paint across the monitor,
Mm-hmm.
hoping to target any kind of like camera or anything that's on it, but also just kind of being a nuisance by covering the whole thing in paint.
Okay. So it's not so much a monitor, it's more like an ethereal green screen in front of you. So any paint you try to
Oh, right.
splatter will just pass through it.
Okay, that's fine. Um, does it have like a projector in the floor or is it completely detached from anything
It seems
obvious?
completely detached from anything obvious. Yeah.
Okay. Um, then yeah, I'll focus if that since that does nothing, I will focus on the goblin and just basically attempting to cut off its senses and then disarm it. Not much of a fighter, so focusing more on redirecting and again
Yeah.
being a nuisance.
So you completely splatter this goblin with paint, so much so it looks like a multicolored creature. It slips in the paint, um, meaning that if you wanted to, it drops its sword, so you could try and overpower it.
Yeah, I'll grab the sword. And then foot on its chest, sword pointed down at its throat. Do you yield? Can you yield? Is that an option?
It struggles. It seems like it lurches up, so it doesn't want to yield.
Okay. So I give just like one solid stomp, like right in the sternum.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And press the sword into like the flesh, into that like crook where it's shoulder bones, collarbones, where they meet. So the sword's sort of pressing in that crook, and I've like stomped on its chest. Stand down, or you're gonna die, just like the other ones did.
And as if perceiving that there's a bit of a standoff, you can see the screen saying calibration complete, and the goblin disintegrates, and it says level up. Please proceed to the next chamber. And as with everyone else, a door appears for you to go through.
Does its sword dematerialize as well, or do I have its sword in addition to my paintball gun?
You still have it.
Sick. All right. I go through the door, but I am, as much as I can, keeping my eyes open for any kind of mechanisms or cameras, anything like that I might recognize as functional in these spaces.
Okay. So as you step through the door, I'm going to imagine that everyone else is doing the same. And all
I have one question before doing so.
Yes, go on.
Given Eina not being ethereal anymore, have they returned to not looking like a ghost and looking like they looked when they were alive?
Yes, in this room, yes.
Okay, then I can give that description as well, which she has light skin, her hair is a blonde color, and eyes blue like the ocean, and probably mentally freaking out while trying not to look like freaking out upon realizing, hey, why the fuck do I look alive? What?
Yeah, exactly. For Wraith, before he leaves, he looks at the blue screen and goes, I don't know if I made the right decision. Can I exchange my weapon for something more suitable? Or is that not possible, Mr. Blue Screen?
The screen just says, all will be revealed when you step through the door.
Wraith decides, all right. Should have picked the staff. He goes through the door.
Yep. Carolyn goes through and she's just basically training her rifle around, just making sure to get the drop on any potential threats.
Yeah. So as you all step through your individual exits, you emerge into a massive open jungle, a vast explorable biome. It's got high humidity, alien bird song sings, towering trees, and the sky, if you look up, is a swirling aurora of gate energy, similar to the one that you walked through. And you all kind of like step out and find you're reunited. But as you step through, you feel some of that restriction released, and you have all your equipment with you.
As soon as Wraith realizes he has his staff back, he goes, I accidentally picked a sword. He looks at it and goes, it is electrical. I probably could do something with the capacitor that's built inside it. I'll keep it anyway. Oh well. He puts it in his sword. I don't know if if he can place a satchel in his sword. Because swords are big.
You said our stats were brought down to baseline and our abilities were suppressed. Are both of those things reversed as well, or do we just have gear back?
So you feel the suppression is been released.
Okay, cool.
Not completely back, but you feel like over time
Okay,
you'll get back to normal.
gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Wraith looks at everybody and goes, well, I picked a sword. Don't think I picked the right item. What did you all pick?
Paintball
got-
gun, and I got a sword.
Oh,
I got this
Wait.
battle rifle.
oh, very nice choice. I didn't know what to pick. I was thinking of picking Brunwick's gun, which is basically a very old-timey looking plasma gun, but I couldn't decide. Eventually I saw it looked like the charged sword, and picked that. I regrettably probably should have picked something else, probably something more staff-like. But now that I have my staff, I do not need to worry. I'll still keep it anyway. It's always used to have a sword that has electrically charged energy inside it.
At the question of what they picked, Eina just points at the sword that, aside from the spectralness of appearance, looks basically the same as the sword she had before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically like the same
Also,
sword.
for some reason, I was alive again in that chamber.
Wraith
I
goes,
could get hit by the sword. I looked like I did when I was alive.
did you bleed? Or did that not
I
happen?
don't think it cut enough to make me bleed, but it hurt. It could stab me with the sword. Most swords can't do that in this state.
That is very odd. Fascinating.
Indeed.
So in terms of what you can see in front of you, you can see like this vast jungle. You can see ruins half swallowed by vines. You can see floating stone platforms drifting lazily overhead. Creatures are watching you from the underbrush. And yeah, what are you going to do?
Okay. Wraith decides he is going to. Well, he's got the intelligence. He doesn't have the skill, though. I'd like to make, with the materials that are around me, I'd like to make like a scabbard for my sword. Because there's vines, and I'm sure there's like some hollow wood or something he could fashion, just so he can carry it easier. Because I have no ways to actually carry the thing on my person.
Carolyn just looks and she's like, well, this is where having your handy dandy map comes into play.
That
She
is a
grins
good.
as she pulls her adventure map out and starts getting a lay of the land.
Yeah.
Wraith goes, you are correct. I do have a map. It's just been so long since I've, been on mission and this and that. He opens up his map as well. It's a parchment thing, and he gets his quill pen and taps it to make it appear.
One question for you, Edge.
Mm-hmm.
Would you count a spare sheath as basic survival gear, or like something that Aina would have in the bags of her saddler? Would you allow that pitch to be a thing that exists?
Yes, you can have that.
Okay. In that case, Aina is gonna take out the spare sheath from one of the spectral-looking bags that are on her horse and puts the new sword into it before pulling it back inside and surprisingly softly whistling. And after the whistle, Maxima gallops off to be later resummoned because it can do that.
Okay. So
Yeah,
looking
it
at
can be
your
magically summoned or dismissed.
okay. So looking at your maps, so yours is like parchment. What is Caroline's map like?
Think of it kind of just like it's also a bit parchmenty. It has a bit more of a steampunk vibe to it, though.
Yeah, that's kind of what race is too. Like mine is like Harry Potter's map. but it's like a little more detailed, you know? Like it's more like 3D instead of how Harry Potter's map was kind of like 2D. Haven't seen that movie in a long time, so.
Okay. So from both of your maps, you can see that although you can see this vast sprawling jungle, you can see that you're actually in a contained floor, effectively. And there's an obvious route you could get towards a monolith at the far point of the map. So there's like a canopy area. There's an obvious sort of enclosure. So you can see there's like things you can interact with straight ahead of you.
Rick goes, well, it looks like we have a monolith. What does everybody else think?
Yeah,
That's what it says.
among other things.
With +2 sensory, can I tell if there's drones or anything like that that are keeping tabs on us?
So you don't perceive any drones, but you do see like you see similar screens kind of like popping up and sort of coming in and out of reality almost.
Okay. And they don't seem to be reacting to us. They're just kind of coming in and out.
Yeah, they don't seem to be reacting to you, like you lot specifically.
Okay.
As you're stood there, you do kind of get a sense of animals circling around you and observing you just stood where you are.
Wraith decides to, because I assume Wraith is looking at his map on the ground. He decides to get up and goes, well, I guess the monolith is where we should go. What does everybody else think?
Yeah, I mean, part of it was we also needed to secure like a good jumping off point, and I mean we went through our certain rooms and we ended up here. So I'd say this is probably a good base camp spot for future expeditions.
Yes, I do agree. He Wraith looks around. Is there any like, I don't know, buildings or something that's more, I don't know, more defensible or something? That's what Wraith is looking for.
So there's overgrown like wreckage of buildings that seem that you can see stuff like within the undergrowth. So you can see sort of like where you are. You can see some sort of transport wreckage. So some sort of vehicle that's overgrown. You can see claw marks within the trees, like something's been sort of scratching its claws against it.
Wraith decides, after looking around, he sees this overgrown vehicle. How overgrown is it? Is it overgrown to where if he fiddled with it, he might be able to get it still working, or is it too
No,
rusted?
completely like has deteriorated beyond any sort of operational use.
Okay, that's good to know. Wraith decides maybe we should maybe go into one of these buildings, a little more defensible, or should we just go where we're supposed to go?
I think setting up a base camp would be a preferable way.
I don't.
So that even if something were to happen to us, then later on the people who will come in after us have at least some kind of place to gather, as well as
Yes.
we having a place to return to, or a somewhat safer place to hide in from whatever may be out here.
I mean, we don't know that this area is defensible. I mean, those buildings, ended up
That's
succumbing
really not.
to whatever's in this forest. There's a vehicle that got wrecked by it. Look at those claw marks. That ain't no
Wicked.
squirrel
Indeed.
that did that.
That
I
is
wouldn't
all the
say that
more
this is a good place.
As
that is all the more reason why we should attempt something.
as Aggie is saying that, blue screens pop up in front of all of you. Interestingly, you see your screen. You don't see screens in front of everyone else, and it says, "You are not alone. Beware."
Well,
Wraith,
that much was clear, green screen obvious.
Wraith goes, my screen, so was the screen that came to everybody, was it all the same message?
Yeah.
Or was it different for each one? Wraith goes, well, did everybody have a mystic screen just pop up in front of their vision?
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, it
Mr.
gave an obvious thing that we're not alone, so.
Well,
Mr.
I guess it's
Conduit
time
person.
we better not to dally. He looks at Caroline's mount, Chip. Is your Raptor able to carry two? I regrettably didn't bring my bike. Had I known it was going to be a vast open world, I would have brought it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a tight fit, but yeah, it'll work.
Hello, Chip. Sorry to let you
I cannot do a raptor purr to save the life of me, so you're just gonna have to pretend that Chip is purring when Wraith approaches.
Hello there.
Our imagination in a role-playing game? No deal. That's not what I'm here for.
Wraith is very captivated by the raptor. He like scratches its chin, thinking it's like a cat, you know? Because Wraith
I actually
has
had a
that
quick question before we move on from the screens
Mm-hmm.
situation. Etch.
Yep.
So I'm looking at the description of viewpoint, and it doesn't say anything about needing to like. My question is, was the screen visible enough? Or actually, I guess a better question, was it just text, or was there a person that verbally said, "You are not alone"?
Just text.
Dang it. Never mind then. I can't take the viewpoint of the letter A. Um,
You could try.
I mean, maybe that's
With some energy working, maybe.
yeah, maybe.
So with you've got two sensory. What sensory has have other people got?
3.
I have +1.
Okay.
One as well.
So with your sensory, you are very conscious of a group of something padding or walking towards you at pace.
Unsheath the bastard sword.
Wraith
And
is just gonna. He just gets a sense of something's not right, and he kind of grips his staff. He grips the sword that he's got.
You're also like aware of something that seems to phase in and out between the trees around you.
Eyes up. Carolyn mutters to the group as she readies her rifle.
Okay. So suddenly, a group of giant wolves comes bursting out and sort of makes to attack you.
The first thing, how many are there? How many wolves are there?
There appears to be at least 5.
Okay.
attacking as one group? Or are they like splitting up?
They seem to be moving as a group, but they are split around you.
Okay.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, with the smoke bombs, I can see through them. However, I have a question about if I could use veneer on the smoke from the smoke bomb to make it invisible specifically to my party members, but not to the wolves. Because I can change how something looks with veneer, right? I've never played an illusionist before, so I'm still getting used to everything, particularly with V2 changes.
Um, let's say you can.
Okay, so I take out this little, it's kind of like a golf ball sized orb that looks like it's made of metal with blue lights on it. And as I pull it out, I do this sort of like swirl around my body with it, and it seems to like ping each of you with this little blue light. And then I hurl it at the ground, and this billowing cloud of smoke emerges. However, for the rest of you, it's like an incredibly thin, like mist or fog, like in the early morning. But to the wolves, it appears like a dense, opaque cloud. Ooh, colorful smoke. I didn't realize it was colorful. This cloud of smoke is bright pink because it's fun. But to the rest of you, it's like looking through tinted glass. Like that's kind of the vibe. So you still have pretty decent vision, but the wolves are somewhat obscured.
So the wolves
Right.
coming into the clearing seem sort of slightly taken aback, and they're kind of like, don't seem to necessarily perceive where you are visually, but you can see them kind of sniffing the air.
And then the projector that is in place of her billowing cape, it shifts to sort of like large angel wings, basically. And they encircle her, and she starts sort of hovering just off the ground, basically just to avoid giving away her position with footsteps and such.
Okay. What's Caroline doing?
First off, is my neck back with me?
Yes.
All right. I would say she hands him the battle rifle. She's like, "You're gonna need this more than I do. Just shoot the wolves." And she's got her own rifle that she can use. But before I actually pull that out, how far away would you say the wolves are? Because that's just going to determine if I want to use the rifle or the revolver.
They are maybe 50 meters from you.
3 meters?
50.
50 meters.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's about a rough guesstimate, 160 feet. I think that's a viable range for for revolver shooting. So Carolyn just whips out after she gives her battle rifle to Harold. She takes out her revolver and basically does the ocelot gun twirl with it. And once she's done with that, because she obviously has to show off, because otherwise it's not Carolyn, she is going to take aim at another wolf and basically fire at that.
Okay. What about Wraith? What's Wraith doing? Have you frozen?
Wraith will decide. He will. What will Wraith do? Wraith is looking at these wolves, and he sees that. Fun fact: these wolves are diseased. They're older than they're actually quite old, and they're not as they're not as young as they look. So because of that, they're slower than they appear. That just to give everybody else a thing. And he's also going to just raise his staff, and when one of them attacks, he's gonna just whack it.
Okay. And Eina?
Well, Eina was going to do something else, but with the smoke and everything, she guesstimates it's probably enough to make this safer. So she's going to charge at at the one that would be nearest of Wraith, like of the wolves.
Mhm.
She's gonna charge at that one and bastard sword meet body of a wolf.
Okay.
I'm hoping that the bastard sword wins that battle.
Yeah, so you attack a wolf heading towards Wraith and manage to slice it with your bastard saws. Caroline, with her sharpshooting, manages to shoot two of them, each in the head, and you can see they whelp and fall down. And Wraith manages to hit another one, giving it a blow to the head, and as it's quite old and diseased, you can see it's been impacted by the hit, but it's not down, but it has been affected by it. And
Right.
around Aggie, the wolves don't seem to perceive you, but you can see some snakes sort of phasing through the air, heading towards where everyone is.
All right. Can I just take pot shots at the snakes with my paintball gun?
If
They
you
have
want.
tiny heads and not very like I feel like they'd be easy to throw off course is my point. If I can pop them with paintballs.
You can attempt to. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I will I'll call out that there are snakes.
Mhm.
And then I start I start taking shots with the paintball gun. In an ideal scenario, I'm obfuscating their vision, but any kind of hit on them is going to throw off their trajectory. So
Yeah. Okay. What are your stats in terms of precision and skill with using this paintball gun?
oh, I have none.
Okay.
I didn't build her for combat in the slightest. So
Okay. So you shout out a warning about these snakes. These paintball pellets go flying everywhere. Interestingly, they seem to phase through these snakes. When you do, fortunately, like skim one, it doesn't seem to impact the snake, and it hits a tree behind it.
so the holograms potentially.
They seem to, when they come to a stop, they seem to be solid, but as they're moving, they seem to be phasing through reality.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. All right. Just a heads up, you can only hit them when they stop moving. I don't know what they are.
Wraith goes, I see. Wraith decides to I'm going to use I think I'm gonna use knowledge as power.
Okay.
And he's going to go, I know how to deal with these things. If you can only hit them when they're moving, then I shall simply stop them from moving. He declares the book. The magical effect is they won't move. The name of the book is book is the many spells of how to manipulate time. And he's going to select the spell Mage Lock, which basically it doesn't have to be all of them, but it has to be at least one of them, maybe the one that's looking at Wraith, and it will stop moving.
Okay. So I'd say you do manage to stop one from phasing. I mean, controlling time and controlling movement are quite. I mean, they're not necessarily the same concept or thing.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Let's see. could we just make it to where instead of time it controls its
Maybe it's matter.
whether it can fade or not? Yeah, matter.
So
yeah, let's
it
do
can't phase.
let's do matter manipulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
That works better.
Okay. So these snakes that appeared to be able to phase in and out of existence suddenly seem to lose this ability, so they're solid.
Yeah. Yep, that's great. That's perfect.
Okay. Let's go to Caroline again.
Yep. Spin the revolver and sheath it so that way it gets the reload effect with the V2 revolver.
Mm-hmm.
Whip out her tonfas once the snakes are no longer doing their phasing thing, and she's like, "Oh yeah, it's clobbering time."
Mm-hmm.
And she's not gonna do like the uppercut effect on the tonfas, but more or less just like a downward strike on them just to knock them out.
Okay. And Eina.
There's still one wolf, right?
Mm-hmm.
Eina will go take care of that wolf because with the are the snakes still floating through the air, or have they dropped to the
They're
ground?
floating, but they're not phasing, so they seem solid now. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, we got probably too high up to hit with the bastard sword without throwing it. So she's gonna go take care of the last of the wolves.
Okay.
And leaving the ranged combat to our ranged combatant.
Okay. So I'm going to say with these snakes made solid, Caroline makes quick work of them, basically kind of knocking them down to the ground and dispatching them.
Mm-hmm.
Eina manages to successfully kill the last wolf, and you're just left in the clearing with paintball splatters all over the place, a load of snakes, and these 5 wolves just lying there. Interestingly, when you kill the last creature, you get the same screen pop up, and it says level up, level up, level up, level up.
Wraith goes, ooh, a level up. What does Wraith get?
What do you get as a result of the level up? It says it says the same thing that it said before. So it says hollow points earned, and your balance is increasing, and it says new skill nodes unlocked.
Okay. Wraith looks at these skill nodes. What do they say?
So as you interact with your screen and you say skill nodes, it basically moves up to showing a little figure of you, and then it's like a skill tree. It shows kind of different routes you could go based on what you've done. So it actually says librarian, but there's one branch which is warrior, uh, from your little stint in the first chamber, but then there's more branches linked to knowledge is power and fun fact.
Wraith is very fascinated and goes, does anybody else see these skill nodes? It seems we can have our main Enclave class, in my case it's librarian, and a secondary class. Because I picked the charred sword, it says warrior. Does anybody else's screen say the same thing?
Could I don't know if this counts as a pitch or not, but could I argue that my assigned class, for lack of a better way to put it, based on my actions in the first room, is trickster? Just because I think that'd be fun as a node.
Yeah. So
since I was trying not to do the active fighting, and I've just been about obfuscating.
Yeah. So you could have.
Can mine be marksman?
And marksman. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just gonna check hers and see what she gets.
So you actually have the knight class.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That sounds about right for a knight commander.
Yeah.
Yep. Carolyn
Wraith looks.
also remarks to her team. This kind of reminds me of this one mission where I was on a ski slope, except we didn't get experience points, but we got like currency for doing all sorts of badass stuff. So
Wraith goes, you know what? This
Yep.
reminds me of one of those. This reminds me of one of those video games. Usually in my spare time, when I'm not on a mission with life or death, this seems to be more life than death. I usually play a bunch of video games from all sorts of eras, and this is very, very familiar. He decides, because he is so familiar with this, because this is like he's like using like intelligence. He's going to use his quill pen to hack the warrior thing, and instead of being like a standard warrior, could he like hack it to where he's like, well, the thing is, I want him to be a warrior, but like, could he be like a battle mage instead?
Like a spell sword.
Yes,
Or-
spell sword, exactly.
I'll say you can't change it, but you can see like there's a node crossing with warrior and librarian that is like a battle mage.
Yeah, Wraith goes there and he goes, there it is. He looks at the node and there we go. He picks the battle mage node because that's what he would be if he's going to be combat. He usually does that.
So what it does is, rather than you automatically becoming that, it drops down and says what kind of steps you'd need to take to follow that path.
Okay.
So basically, it's like a specialization you have to earn
Yeah.
by progressing through this game.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You know, I gotta say, this reminds me of back home. If this game that they've got us playing is anything like those, the only way to win those, really, is to be the one running the game.
Wraith goes, yes,
Well-
usually. Perhaps usually in these, I won't say this is virtual, but for lack of a better term, I'll say virtual anyway. Usually in these virtual worlds, there's always a back door into the actual mainframe of the thing. Perhaps if we explore, I may be able to find something eventually.
So while you're chatting, you can hear a slight hum coming sort of ahead of you.
well,
Everyone else hear that
whatever
as
we're gonna
well?
do, we should probably decide on it now because I hear something coming.
The wolves and snakes, did they sort of dissolve like the goblins did, or are they corpses?
No, they dissolved. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think we're actually killing anything, or do you think it's all just illusions and shit?
That's probably purely virtual.
I am not familiar with this virtuality you're speaking of. It felt like hitting something real. Regardless, do we wish to establish a base in this area, or do we wish to move on to the obelisk?
Wraith goes, well, I think moving on to the obelisk might be a better choice. It's better than fighting whatever is coming our way.
Very well. Then
I would say
let's be on the way.
that those who have the map can see like a natural clearing if you were to go ahead. So if you were thinking about a natural place to make a base, you're currently in like dense jungle, so you'd probably think, oh, well,
Yeah.
that would be a good spot.
Yeah, Carolyn
Wraith-
looks at her map and
Yeah,
she looks to
Wraith
the
does.
others. Well, probably if we really want to make a base, we should progress onward. There's a clearing area of sorts.
Oh,
Yes,
very well.
Wraith concurs that yes, that is also on mine. Let us go there. He picks it up and
Let
Can-
us indeed.
walks off.
Can I check out these buildings before we leave this spot? I want to see if there's any like evidence of people having been here besides the fact that there are like air quotes man-made structures. I
Yeah.
want to see if there's I don't know, like journals or something indicating that someone else was previously in that building, or if it's just set dressing.
So looking at some of the structures you can see, you don't discover journals or anything because it's so old that anything that would have been there would long have disintegrated. But you get a sense that those buildings did exist, and that maybe another civilization or people would have actually lived in these at some point.
Got it. Okay. So I guess we're heading to the clearing, or
Sounds like it.
Okay.
Everyone stay sharp.
So as you enter towards the clearing, the humming you can hear gets louder, and the jungle opens up into a circular clearing with ancient stone platforms and vine-covered terminals. So the
Wraith,
jungle's gone.
or continue what you're saying.
So the jungle seems to tighten around the party as you push through, and you can hear that faint hum is vibrating through the ground. And as you step forwards, the path reveals this clearing, and it seems to like react to you stepping out because the hum grows louder.
In this clearing, you said there are terminals, right? How many there are there?
So
How many of them are there?
yeah, so the moment you step into the clearing, a central glyph ignites with light, and the vines sort of seem to retract like startled serpents. And there's 6 pillars which awaken, projecting ghostly silhouettes, each performing a loop in action. So
Okay.
there's one which has like a warrior striking. There's one which seems to have a mage channeling. One has like a stealthy figure lightly sort of stepping. There's a bard singing. There's a defender blocking, and there's a healer kneeling. And as you fully step into the clearing, the sort of lightly stepping one sort of disappears or almost phases out, and the healer disappears, and you're just left with 4.
Wraith instantly goes toward the wizard.
Okay. You also get a message pop up on a screen in front of you which says synchronization required, threat level active.
Okay. Wraith is very
Nice.
wary.
It's like 4 of us are going to have to time this.
oh, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know if I want to. I don't think I want to touch the whatever tech that is. I don't trust it. What I would like to do is create a phantasm that looks like me,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like it to move to that spot where the bard is and
Okay.
repeat that action in my physical place instead. I don't want to go there. Um, basically, Aggie just doesn't trust rules she doesn't understand,
Okay.
and so she doesn't want to play their game, whatever the game happens to be. So what she does, she has this she has this sort of wrist mounted, think like a smartphone on her wrist.
Mm-hmm.
And so she sort of like taps on that a whole bunch, and you see this little holographic projection that looks like her, and she's manipulating it for a moment, visualizing what she wants it to do, controlling its actions, basically creating an animation on the fly. And then she like sweeps her hand across her arm, And when she flings her hand up, the projection becomes life size, and it starts doing the action it's supposed to do
Okay.
in that spot.
So as your illusory figure appears there doing the action, you see a glyph on that column lighten up, and then it goes out.
All right. I think you were onto something about synchronizing, about doing it at the same time, but I'm ready when you guys are.
Wraith goes,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Very,
Yeah.
very well. And
Yep,
Eina
Carolyn's
is
going to go
gonna
to the one free one.
The one, as you walk towards it, the free one was the warrior one. As you're getting closer, it turns into a marksman shooting.
Yep.
Very well. On 3 then.
On 3.
On 3.
On 3.
1, 2,
2.
3.
3. And then Phantasm will do its thing.
Okay. And
Yep.
as you do it together, each pillar synchronizes and lights up, and you get a message saying synchronization achieved, pathway unlocked, and the ground trembles, and a hidden passage opens up, leading deeper into the biome.
All right. Well, it looks like we got a hidden passageway. Nowhere to go except forward, I guess.
Indeed.
Could stay and have a look around if you wanted to, but
We could check out the notes, I think is what you called them.
mm-hmm.
I would like to at least look at the Bard node.
Okay.
Wraith goes, I guess I could look at the healer node, just for curiosity.
Yeah.
Well, the healer and the
Thief.
Rogue.
6th one, thief. Thank you. The healer and the thief both disappeared once we approached the clearing,
You're just a mage.
so that they could
yeah.
suit our group.
Right. That's true. Instead, Wraith will just sit and wait for you guys to get done, because he's got a feeling that we all gotta be together on this thing.
Yeah.
So you go and have a look, and it just has a projection that keeps looping, but it's now fully lit up. One thing you do notice is there's another terminal sort of hidden around in the corner, which has like an eye symbol on it.
Okay.
Suppose it wants to look at an eye, I guess. All right, I can take this one, I think. I sort of make sure that the headset is on tight and basically take all of my magic precautions that I can between the billowing cape, the folding fan, and the headset, the wizarding hat, air quotes. And I will you said it was kind of low, right? So I have to like crouch down to get eye level with the eye.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll do that and like make eye contact with it.
Okay. And as you do that, you get a message that pops up. Watchers watching you. And the message that I sent you before
Let me double check what that was.
says
Hold on.
who's exactly watching you. And also there's messages that they've kind of been communicating amongst themselves whilst watching you. So you can see some messages.
Okay, so I kind of have like have like access to the group chat. Is what
Yes.
you're saying?
Yeah, effectively.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
was that the whole message that you sent, or was it one part of it that I see?
It's the whole message.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. Can I, like, control this at all? Like, can I type in the group chat, so to speak, or can I DM any specific people in it?
You could try.
Yeah. Okay. I will, while I'm, like, looking through this and everything, I will concentrate on the Whispered Mask and see if I can, like, focus on it and contact it directly. There's no, like, interface that I can tell, right? There's no, like, keyboard or anything like that that I can see.
No.
Okay. So yeah, I will just concentrate on that and try to will it to contact that specific figure and see if I can contact it. I don't know. I don't know how else to phrase it in this moment.
Okay. So your screen appears and you get a message from the one you're trying to contact. And it says, pick my challenge and you will be well rewarded.
I send back, I accept. Or rather, I think really loudly, I accept.
Okay. So it says, pick this one, and when the opportunity presents itself.
This one meaning the one I contacted?
This challenge.
Like when the opportunity presents itself, choose them?
Yeah.
Okay. I explain to the group that I saw the, like, group chat and that we're being watched.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't tell them about the messages with the one that I contacted.
Okay.
Ray asked group chat. How is that something in the little interface thing, or was that something you fiddled with via? What are some of the objects around here?
You didn't say about the group chat, though, did you?
I said that it existed. That
Yeah.
they were talking. I didn't like
Say that you'd
go into
interact
details
with it.
about what was said. Really, yeah. That I didn't tell them that I interacted. Just that it was there.
Exactly. Oh, that it was there. Okay.
And
Okay.
you know, all I
Wraith
did was
acknowledges
make eye
it.
contact with that eye glyph, and then I saw it.
Wraith decides to go around to back to his mage statue to see if there was any glyphs or anything that he was on there. Now that he knows that there is a glyph there, maybe there's one at his, that he didn't see.
So
yes, same deal with Carolyn.
Yeah. So that glyph, that eye symbol, was not on the corresponding pillar. It was separate from. So there is a glyph, which you guess is related to the class, but there's no obvious eye symbol like Aggie's described to you.
Oh, I see. So we had different glyphs.
And
Presumably.
we can see the separate glyph that has the eye on it, right?
Yes, you saw Aggie move up to it and seeming to interact with it. Yeah,
it's like a thing by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rick says, I see. It appears that each of us has either a separate eye glyph or a separate glyph for each of us. Apparently.
You'd have to go to that same eye symbol to get the same effect.
Yes. Wraith is he's figuring it out. He's he decides he wants to. Well, I want to go forward. That's his plan.
Okay, so you're not going to look at the eye, or you're just going to keep going.
Wraith and Wraith thinks about it and goes, I think I will look at the eye just in case. Can't hurt.
Okay.
Could be good for us.
So you get the message that was sent to you previously.
Okay. Wraith decides. He says in his head, whatever challenge that this thing wants, I accept said challenge. In his head, kind of loudly,
Okay.
just as an acknowledgement.
Okay. I'm assuming that you two are potentially going to do the same and have a look and.
Yep.
Yeah, after finishing looking at the skill notes and figuring that out.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much you've built into this, if there's like actual skill trees we can choose or.
I mean, there will be. So, yeah.
But we don't have enough points at the moment.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
And that's just, yeah, Eina is also gonna get her message, like her horoscope read or whatever.
Yeah. So as you've been looking, you do hear some large roars sort of heading towards where you are. But it's kind of like from where you came from.
Oh. Curious.
Usually when you hear loud roars like that, that's a sign you want to get cover.
Yes.
Do we still think this is a good place for a base camp? I'm really starting to question it.
Well, it is the most clear place.
It's the best we have, at least currently.
Yes, I agree with her. There doesn't seem to be very, doesn't seem to be
Nobody's
very much
safe, only
other
safer.
places.
Aggie does like a sarcastic salute as she starts heading into that underground space that we unlocked.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so does Wraith. He also heads into the underground space as well.
So as they head into that space, are you going to follow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eina's gonna bring up the rear.
Okay.
If that's fine with Caroline.
I think Carolyn would actually take up the rear, just training her rifle on where the noise was coming from, making sure it doesn't try to get the jump on them.
Okay.
Okay. So as you follow this path, you see an obvious route through the jungle, and you start trudging along it, and then this mist kind of sweeps in, and it's so dense, you start losing sight of each other.
As soon as this method, because this, well, continue what you're saying, then I'll do what I'm going to do.
Okay, and as you lose sight of each other, your interface pops up with the messages I'm going to send to you now.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
Carolyn takes a moment, and should I go ahead and say which one I want to pick?
So yeah, and we can
All
start
right.
with you.
Carolyn looks at her interface. Well, I've always been one to protect those that aren't able to be protected easily. I'm protecting the helpless.
Okay. And
Wraith stops and
let's go one for one. So as you select that, you find yourself drawn into like a vision, and it's like you're separate from the others. You don't perceive them at all. And let me just go to your. So you picked protect the helpless.
Yep.
So you see a group of civilians in buildings that have the same structure and the same glyphs that you just passed through, and they're trapped in a shifting dungeon, and you hear like a voice in your head saying, "Protect them."
Way ahead of you.
Okay, so that's the situation you enter into. Let's go to Ari. Do you pick?
I am going to go with probably who are you?
Okay,
Yeah, I'll go with that.
so you basically go into the mist and you see loads of images of your past selves. So you can see like all your past lives are presented towards you, and you're basically asked, pick an identity.
Ooh, Wraith is fascinated. He goes, wow, all of these. Is it like, is there so many that it's like far as the eye can see, like you could see down a corridor and it just seems infinite?
It's basically
Or is there
over
like
your 1,000 years, it's all of the
yeah,
different personas. Um,
but does the space I'm in just look infinite, or is it just a very large room? Like, how big is the space I'm in?
you can't perceive, like it's just you're in the illusion, so you feel like you're in a illusory
Okay.
space.
Wraith is gonna be here for quite a bit. He
Okay,
will know it when he sees it.
okay. So let's go to Aina.
Well, given the options, and I mean, assuming that it's the same order as before, she's gonna mentally think, well, let's find the lost order then.
Okay. So you enter into an illusion and you discover the echoes of an order called the Sapphire Order. Um, and there's a group of spectral knights that are trapped in a time loop. And you're asked to free them or bind them.
Hmm.
Let's go to Aggie. What are you picking?
Yes. I picked the one I said I would pick, but there's a lengthy amount of time where I just sort of I look at them and I kind of argue with myself a bit, not sure if I want to be deliberately obstinate or if I want to stick with the one that I said I would pick. And then eventually I just go, all right, yeah, I I agree. I pick this one.
Okay. So you, in the illusion, are split into two versions of yourself: the pop princess and the raw artist. And you're given the task: either reconcile, choose, or destroy one. So with that, while you debate in your head what you're going to do, let's go to Caroline.
Yep.
So you can see this dungeon shifting around in these people, and yeah, how do you propose to help them get out of
Are
this?
are there any visible threats like enemies that I would see? Or is it just the dungeon and the people trapped?
It's the dungeon and the people trapped.
Okay. Do I like how are they held up? Like are there chains on them or
It's like the structure of the dungeon or the building is shifting around them. So they're not actually restrained, they're just trying to break out. And then as they go through one place, it shifts and changes.
okay. So she's essentially going to shout out, how long have you all been here in the dungeon?
Oh, forever. It feels like forever. We're trapped. Can you help us?
I will. There has to be a noticeable pattern to this. Everything always has a pattern.
Well, maybe you can see the pattern.
Is there a place that I can get up to like a vantage point where I can make out the...
Yeah, so you're like looking down on them, so you have got a good vantage point.
Okay. I would say at this point she's going to take out her map and bit of a long shot, but she wants to see like if there's like any rhyme or reason to this dungeon.
Yeah. So looking at the map, it's very interesting because it keeps shifting, but you can see the whole picture. You can actually see how it shifts, and as you say, you can see a pattern. So if you say go there, go that way, duck
Yep.
down.
Yep.
So yeah.
I think that's the route she's going to take. So, and this is why she also has like 3 vitality, so she can really get her lungs out. She's like, okay, I can help you all, but you all have to trust me, and you have to listen to exactly what I say. This is the only way you're going to escape.
Okay.
All right. And it's at that point that she starts giving out her instructions. So it's like, go this way, jump over here, duck down there.
Okay.
Do a pirouette. Maybe they
And
don't need to do a pirouette, but they don't need to know.
And they do it. They follow your instructions perfectly, pirouetting at the right moment, and successfully manage to escape. And with that, you succeed, and you get a message pop up saying, "Thank you. I will give you this boon." And it basically says a protective aura that shields allies.
Nice.
And with that, who was next? Is it Ari?
Yeah, Ari.
Yeah, so
Wraith. As he's going through these many past lives, he stops. Is there any order to them, or are they all just seemingly random? Like, is there like, does one section seem to have a certain theme, or like, is there any pattern that he would recognize? He does have +5 intelligence.
No, it's just different identities of yourself.
Okay. Um. Well, he decides to keep going, and then he finally stops. He looks at one. This one kind of looks like a. Do the past lives have names attached to them or not? Like, is
No,
there like a
just a very obviously recognizable image.
okay? Wraith goes to this one. He kind of looks like your stereotypical like mage. He's got a staff with like the little like ball thing on it, and he's got it kind of looks a lot like the way Wraith already looks, but he's got like long, maybe like grayish hair, kind of long grayish hair. He's got a long gray beard, and he's kind of in that classic like wizard robe sort of thing. But instead of robes, they're kind of like a coat. He's got boots, and he does have this image does have a scar for where Wraith has a scar. But one thing that is different, the eye is a different color. Let's say, because Wraith eyes are blue, let's say this colored eye is like gold.
Okay. So with you focusing on that one particular character, it says
Yes.
selection made, and all of the others just disappear, and it's just you and this other version of you in front of you, and you're like, pick between these options, and you've either got like a mask, blessed illusion, or an identity shift.
Can Wraith get a very detailed description of what these things do?
No.
Shit. Okay, what's the first one?
A mask blessed illusion or an identity shift.
Let's go with. Well, blessed illusion, an identity shift. Let's do a masked blessed illusion because
Okay.
he doesn't want to shift his identity.
Okay. So with that, let's go to Eina.
Two questions before making the choice.
Mm-hmm.
How long is the time loop that they are trapped in, and what are the... Actually, three questions. How long is the time loop, and what are they doing in that time loop? And is it the actual Sapphire Order from her homeland, or is it just people that she doesn't recognize?
I think you actually do recognize them. It's the very
Okay.
same order.
Okay, so it is that very same order. Okay.
And in
And about the
terms of
time loop?
what they're doing, they are locked in a battle.
Okay. Is it perchance a large-scale war? Okay. Okay. So either binding them or helping them. Anna is gonna need a moment to think about this, but once they decide on what they're going to do, like are they physically present in that time loop, or are they like watching it happen?
You are watching it happen.
Okay. In that case, they'll watch the loop one last time before letting out a sigh that is mixed with both sadness, grief, and a slight tinge of happiness that she feels quite guilty about. But they will reach back and take out their battle standard, the icon of a flower that is in the color of a sapphire, waving almost as though there were a breeze, though there isn't any such breeze, and holding it aloft. Sapphire Order, come and defend.
And with that, they break out of that loop and they all take up procession behind you. And the illusion drops back and they say, "This spectral battalion is yours to command."
And commanded I shall.
Okay. And let's go to Aggie.
Yeah, so a quick out of character question before I jump into things. Do you want / can I vocal both characters? Both versions of Aggie? Or like am I just looking at essentially a mannequin that looks like 19-year-old Aggie?
You're seeing not a mannequin, you're actually seeing like it feels physically real. It's an illusion.
Right.
But it's not like
what
a
I mean
mannequin.
is this someone Maggie can talk to and interact with, or is it just like a projection of her?
You can talk and interact with it.
Okay. So I think, of course, there's this immediate moment of like, who are you? What's going on? You know, that whole exchange. And my Aggie does convince her that they are the same person and that she's from her future, so to speak. Just because that always happens anytime you've got this kind of situation. Anyway, I don't get it. What happened to us? Well, nothing that's happened to you yet, hun. Look, I know this won't matter. You're like a projection or something, but look, someday soon, for you, Reggie is going to convince you to continue your tour, to put on a concert, instead of going to our mom's funeral. And if it's not too late to change it, you need to go. Trust me. If you don't, you will regret it for the rest of our life. But just, you got into this because you love performing, right? Yeah, of course. I mean, you know that. I do. Just, you're not always going to have the spotlight. You're not always going to have a world-sized audience. Don't ever let anyone take your art, okay? I don't understand, but sure. Do you still do art? Yeah, I do. Don't do much else. Just write songs and make art and such. But yeah, I do.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you look sad, but I mean, you look good. You look like you're not unhappy. Yeah, I don't think I am. Well, I am sometimes, but I mean, everybody's unhappy sometimes. It's not normal to be happy all the time. But I like what I do. And someday you're going to have to look inside yourself. And you're going to have to really, really study how you feel about what you do. Listen to that voice inside your head. Not anyone else's. Hell, not even mine. If you can, maybe you'll make a different choice than I did. I don't know. But trust yourself. You hear me? Yeah, of course. I don't get it. This is insane. I don't know what I don't know what other questions I'm supposed to ask. Don't even worry about it. It's okay. I'm glad. I'm glad we could have this conversation. I wouldn't be who I am if you hadn't been who you were. Well, it hurt. Well, there's a lot of stuff that hurt. I don't regret any of it. Well, except the funeral. And there's just this moment where they kind of just hold hands, and there's tears, and just focusing on reconciliation as a theme, sort of healing the inner child, so to speak. I can't believe that destroy was even an option. I don't know who's running this, but you don't know me at all. Not one bit.
Okay. And with that, the illusion drops. And you get the message: reward masks duality, an ability to shift between two emotional states with different buffs. And everyone suddenly appears on the same path again. Everyone can see each other.
So, Wraith goes, so, how did everybody's trials go?
Well, not
Protected some people.
Not too badly. I rallied my former troops and got them out of the time loop of the war itself. And now they are with me once more.
Wraith goes, apparently I got this mask of duality. Apparently I can shift between different emotional states.
No. That
wasn't
was
you.
for...
Oh, that was her.
Yep, that was me.
Oh, sorry.
I was about to say, oh my god, twins!
Yeah.
You got
That's
the illusion mask.
Yeah, so what does the illusion mask do? Is there a way for me to? Well, I have a scanner. Can I scan the mask? It's
Yeah.
basically like a tricorder from Star Trek, but it's like heavily modified. Good, great. It's like, hey, I'm gonna modify this shit.
Yeah, so basically this mask will allow you to not take on the identity of your former self, but appear to look completely like this version of your former self.
Wraith goes, whipping at the scanner and saying it, and then putting it away. Well, apparently this mask allows me to take the illusionary form of somebody I once was. I will try it on. Yes, just so you all know.
Interesting.
So you
He puts it on his face, and basically, I'll just describe this again. Basically, he looks like he's kind of got a staff, and he's got like a little, like, I don't know if that staff exists or not. It may not, but assuming it does, he's got like a wizard staff, like the other little like ball of energy they have on wizard staffs. He's got that. He's got like robes, but they're like small robes, but they're small enough to where you can see he's got boots on, and he's got like a grayish beard and grayish hair. One of his eyes, the eye that has a scar, because he does have a scar on the way he looks. I think it's the left eye. Yeah, it's the left eye. That eye is golden. And he goes, well, how do I look?
Different, most certainly. If I may ask you, could you scan my battle standard as well to see if, well, I'm not quite sure what or if anything has changed about it.
Sure. Wraith will scan it. What does the scanner give Wraith? Or, like what would,
so
like Wraith would know this. No.
so you can see a spectral battalion waiting to be called upon.
Wraith goes, well, apparently, there is a spectral battalion waiting for you to be used. That's all it seems that it shows me.
So I can call upon the entire order, the entire Sapphire Order, instead of just a small handful of them.
Wraith goes, yeah, apparently.
Intriguing. It will be nice to see all of them once again when the
Yes.
need arises.
Yes, that is quite useful. Does anybody else have any items they need scanned for clarification?
I guess this little thing that I got from my trial.
Wraith goes, yeah, I can do that as well. What properties does it have?
Mine gives protection to allies.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yours
But
isn't
it,
so much
well,
an object as an ability that's being
Oh,
granted to you.
gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
I see.
So he'd be scanning you.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Sorry about that. I just was, my scanner pointed out seemed to be you. Sorry about that. Away. It tells me that apparently you have an ability that grants protection for allies. That's all it seems to require.
Yeah, I helped some people out of a shape-shifting dungeon. Imagine that.
Yes, that is interesting.
As
I
you're
can.
as you're
Yes.
as you're talking amongst yourselves, those of you with high sensory can perceive something shuffling in a hollowed out log, or a log that you can see to the side.
Think fast, everyone. I'm hearing something.
Wraith decides to put the mask he takes off the mask and put it in the satchel in his satchel for like later, just so he can like put it away. He doesn't want to fiddle with it yet, but it does. Being this other person is giving him vague memories of something. He's not quite sure.
Do any of you have spirit?
I have 2 spirit.
Okay. So you with your
None.
2 spirit, as well as sensing something rustling, you can sense some fear, something that's frightened, hungry, and clearly not a threat.
Hang on. Let's not be too hasty. This creature seems to be all right. A bit frightened, but probably all right.
Well, perhaps we can give it food. You know?
Oh, yes, and she whistles again. Maxima! And the skeleton horse just gallops in from behind them with its bags, which I would hope that food counts as basic survival gear, like some rations, some beef jerky and nuts and various other things. And she'll take out a pack of rations and yeah,
Wraith
hold it out.
Wraith goes over to it and goes, just a bunch of rations. Does anybody have anything else we could use to sort of jazz this thing up? I can prepare something if I have more ingredients.
So with you holding the rations out, a small floating orb of light rises out of a nearby log, no larger than a baseball. It flickers, then stabilizes. A circular drone ring turns softly around it, but inside, a tiny hooded figure sort of slightly mimics the party's look, but settles on like a small little fox-like creature hologram within a drone circle, and it kind of comes up, sniffs the rations, and then spins in place joyfully, and then in a bell-like voice goes, "Pip helps."
Could you repeat that?
Pip.
I only caught part of it.
Pip helps.
Yeah.
Pip helps?
Pip. Yes. Pip help.
Ah, there you go, if you want some.
Yes, you can take it.
Okay.
I don't need them myself, so.
Seem to absorb the ration in front of you. And then it sort of glows orange and goes, "Danger! Big danger!" And you hear
Oh,
a distant roar echoing. "Urgh."
do you know anything about that danger?
It spins again and projects a tiny glyph into the air, which is like a crude map, and goes, "Follow Pip." And you get a message on your screen that says, "Unregistered entity detected. Potential ally. Calibration recommended." Have we got Aggie, or has Aggie dropped out?
Seems to still be gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. shall we take a short break? And
Yeah, we
hopefully
can do
in that
that.
time, Avalon will rejoin us. So
Mhm.
I'm going to change the screen.
Yep.
And I'll put some music on, and if we have, say, 3 minutes to stretch our legs and, yeah, kind of have a bit of break. Okay? Okay. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you managed to stretch your legs and have a bit of a break.
Yep.
Hello.
And welcome back, Avalon. So
I just
I'm guessing Ari is on his way.
probably.
Probably.
Also just sent in a small thing to catch you up, Avalon, in the chat.
Yes, I see it. That's good.
So you just discovered this small creature within a log, and
Okay.
they then acknowledge that there is danger coming, and they've basically sharing like a map, showing you kind of like somewhere to go. So what do you want to do?
Aaron looks to Wraith. You and then also to Aggie. Any of you familiar with like how to like calibrating drones or anything of that nature?
Wraith
I'm
would
not
be.
specifically familiar with that, but I am reasonably good with tech, which is code for
Wraith
saying I
would
have
also
+1
be good with.
intelligence.
Wraith is even better. Wraith is +5.
Very nice. I do also have 1+ to arcane luck, should that help us with reprogramming this droid.
Wraith has +3. Sorry.
This is not top trumps. So,
Sorry.
and I think
Does Wraith come from a background that is as modern as a drone?
He's got so many past lives that probably in there somewhere.
well, I think we'll say
Regardless, I think with both of you working together,
yeah.
Yeah, we
it's
can work
that
probably
was
together.
the
my
best
thinking.
option.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yep.
Exactly.
Carol's just gonna do the one smart thing and keep Overwatch.
Yeah. And Eina is gonna continue feeding it the ration.
Okay. So it's kind of like friend, Pip found thing,
Yeah.
important thing,
Oh, what kind of thing?
and then sets this map going. It was like follow.
Sure, we can follow you too. Is the thing at the end of the path?
Yeah. So it's basically going towards this monolith that you
Oh,
you wanted to go to anyway.
well,
Question.
Mhm.
Could I possibly find a way to affix the folding fan to the droid to give it some magical protection?
The folding fan.
The folding fan that's part of my default gear as an illusionist. Highly proficient at blocking magic, like a shield would an arrow. Magically draws the eyes while open and moving, breaking and holding their focus using low power. I'm less worried about that secondary effect and more just the blocking magic effect.
Okay.
Just to stop anyone from sniping the from sniping the droid, ideally,
Yes, you can
or
use that
from
one.
them like reprogramming it to be an enemy or something like that.
Yeah. No, yes, I'll say you can do that. So
Excellent. So yeah, she fixes it on there, and it looks kind of like a hang glider now with the fan splayed out. It's actually splayed out underneath it though, since
Okay.
that's most likely where attacks are going to come from is below.
Okay.
And it's set up in a way that it helps with it. It doesn't interfere with it aerodynamically.
Okay.
It just adds like wings, basically.
So it projects this little map. You follow it, and it sort of cuts through the jungle, almost like it's taken a shortcut, and you find yourself getting towards this huge monolith that you'd seen previously on your map. It's a towering structure, half swallowed by jungle, pulsing faintly, and as you get close, Pit goes, look, and a holographic message appears. You are early. The gate not yet opened, but something else has.
so what could that something else mean now? I have a feeling it's not something good.
I'm intrigued by that early remark. Maybe we weren't supposed to
Yeah.
make it this far. They weren't prepared.
Well, they'll just have to deal with it, won't they? Wraith,
Indeed.
is our drone done that we've been working on?
So that's guided you here, and it's not a drone per se. It's like a light entity, but it has like a drone sort of circle around it.
Okay, okay.
Well,
Neat.
do we want to see what that something else is?
Well, do we have
I
any
don't think we
other
can do much
other
else.
clues?
Yeah.
So around around the monolith, sorry, you can see that there is the ruins around it seem to go down. So there's like appears to be there's an underground chamber.
Well, let's head down then.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yep.
I'm assuming it's a staircase down,
It's
or
yeah, there's steps going down, and as you
okay.
enter down, you see some bioluminescent pools of water, and you see some technology, but it's broken. And you also see a pile of quite large bones stacked up. And for those of
Um,
you with good sensory, you can smell very musty smell, like of permeating the whole area.
Do the bones look like broken, like the things were attacked, or do they just look like decayed bodies, like someone dropped dead of gas?
They look like the remains of something that's been eaten. They've got like gnaw marks on them.
Got it.
let's
That's what I was afraid you were gonna say.
Yeah, Carolyn's just bringing a hand up to her nose because of the musty smell. It's like, oh, wonder how long these bones have been down here.
Wraith, as soon as he gets the smell, woo! Man, that's quite the smell. That smells quite old. I would like to use catalog on. Well, I do have a perk. I'd like to use catalogs on the bone. Well, I could do either the bones or the technology. Which do you guys think would be a better target?
Truthfully, the technology, but I am, as a person, way more interested in the bones. So maybe I'm not the best person to answer.
Yeah. I just wanna, because we're a group here,
Yeah, I do. I am much of the same. Like, I think the technology would be the better target. However, Eina would not agree with that. So,
Okay.
A quick clarifying question while deliberations are happening, Conduit. The bones, do they all seem to be of a similar age? Like not, there's not some that still have like chunks of meat on them and are bleeding. There's not, like, they all look. I guess my question is, do any of them look recent?
They look to be of varying ages, and yes, some of them, although there's no meat or fleshy parts, they look fresh.
Gotcha.
I would say if you want to use catalog, you could probably reconstruct the tech and the bones as part of it.
Okay,
If you
yeah,
didn't want
I'll
to
do that.
choose.
Yeah, I do have a perk that allows a strong wind to because so it's a little stronger.
Mm.
So I'm gonna do that, and I'm going to go mighty wind from within. Tell us what these bones and technology once were. And he takes his staff and he raises it up, and whoosh, as soon as it goes down, it makes a mighty noise, and then suddenly a mighty wind appears, and it all gets sort of put back in its proper place.
Okay. So the bones whirl around and reconstruct into creatures like the ones that that attacked you. So you've got like wolf, like skeletons forming, slightly bigger felines of some sort, and yeah, they basically sort of like pull together so you get a sense of what they were before they were killed. And then the tech pulls into like a computer, actually, and Aggie would see it as being quite familiar, like there's an obvious interface.
Yeah, Wraith would too.
Okay.
Wraith knows
But
about computers.
it's slightly weird in that it's got a slight ethereal quality to it.
Like it's
And
the ghost of a computer?
no, as in like it seems there's something unusual about it, and you'll see there's a logo on this computer, and it's the eye that you saw in the previous place.
Gotcha. Okay. I will, I apologize if this is a dumb question. Is there like a chair? Is this on a desk or like...
No, so there isn't a chair, but there's like some stones that you could easily sit on and
Okay.
have it with your lap.
Yeah. I would also be willing to take like a reconstructed skull and just sit on that because I think that'd be cool. But however it occurs, I will sit down with the computer and if nothing else really seems to prod a reaction, I will stare into the eye once more.
Wraith will go nearby the computer as well, just because he is always interested in technology.
So the computer opens up into like a login screen.
Okay.
Pip, help! Pip, help! And the little holographic creature comes and sort of gets a little port that goes into the computer, and you can see.
Oh, that's handy. Remarkable.
The login details and the password are kind of put in, and it opens up, and you see like a chat screen, but you are actually one of the people in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to see maybe like the most recent things on here, like the last things they sent before the computer was destroyed. And then if possible, see if I can find like an about this computer type screen or a profile screen, something like that that can give me information about this machine and or its owner and or this place.
Okay. So you get a sense from the chat that the owner was someone called the Drowned Oracle. And there's many chats with different characters, some of whom you'd recognize from the people or the things that messaged you. And the personal thing that owns this machine are sending quite prophetic messages. And they're kind of like, in terms of a vibe, they seem to speak the truth, but particularly the ones you wish you hadn't heard. So in these chats, you see people disappearing and then they're just left there, kind of like monologuing.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's like a brutal honesty slash Greek prophet kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Real Oracle at Delphi situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay. So It's really handy that this thing is that this thing communicates in Metro. But anyway, I relay information to the party if anyone's not looking at the computer with me, and then I basically just continue snooping as much as I can and just continue gathering information.
And you, of interest, is a particular chat box, which is the jungle biome, level 1. And you can see there's these entities chatting almost as if they're following your journey and watching you as you kind of like go into your first chamber, have your different trials, and they're seeing everything, and they're basically commenting and chatting on all of you.
We got access to the Twitch chat, you guys.
Yeah, really.
Back,
Um,
back where I'm from, these people would have been called stalkers.
Wraith goes. I've lived so long that technology and chatbots and everything does not faze me anymore. Aggie, if you please, could I get a look at that machine?
yeah, go for it. See what you can
Good.
do.
Wraith, because he is very intelligent, and yes, he knows computers, because basically he's worked for basically it was like the secret division of like the CIA, but we also deal with like magical shit, you know. So he's gonna like see if there's anything, any files or anything that's like unusual that you wouldn't normally find on a computer, you know. And he's also gonna look at that chat, that eye thing as well, just in case he gets something different, you know.
No, so you can see the same chats. Any files you can see are encrypted in a way that you can't access them.
Can Wraith crack it with his 5 intelligence and 3 luck?
No.
Wraith goes, damn, these people are good, really good. I can usually crack any. I can usually crack a an encrypted key. Wow, impressive. Wraith is very impressed with who these people are, because he can usually crack anything. If they can't, if they can beat a 5 intelligence 3 luck character, very impressed. Yeah.
Can I
Can we move
learn
forward?
enough about this drowned oracle to use veneer to mimic their appearance
No.
on myself?
No.
Okay.
Well,
So you actually, as you've been looking at all this, you hear this loud roar, and a massive creature comes into the area.
let's continue moving down then.
Yes.
There isn't really a down.
Oh, I thought we were going down somewhere.
So you've
Or
gone
are we
into
already
like
at the lowest level?
you've gone into like the bit underneath the monolith, but other than where you came from, there's not much else apart from the bones
Oh, so it
and this
doesn't.
tech and the
So we
pools
have reached the lowest point
in this
already.
area. Yeah.
Never mind then. Do we want to find out what produced that roar, or
You don't have to.
do we hope that we can continue?
It's coming to its lair effectively, and you're there ahead of it.
Okay, what is it that we're seeing?
You can see a massive gorilla type creature, but it's huge. It's like maybe 5 times the size of you.
The size of who of us? Because we have.
You what, sorry?
5 times whose height?
Yes.
Because
whose height?
we're ranging from 5'0" to at least 5'8". I don't know how tall.
I'd say the
I mean,
tallest
that's not
of you.
that much
Wraith
variance,
is 5'10".
truthfully.
I mean,
The tallest of you.
when you multiply it with 5, then that's like an extra foot or 2.
Yeah, so
I
5
think the
times
gist is
Wraith's
that
size.
it's like 30 feet.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Okay.
that's pretty big.
Okay. Caroline, you're accurate, right?
Yeah, and plus I got a thing that will let me shoot out a whole bunch of lead and not hurt any of my allies. So if y'all want to charge it, I can easily rein the pain
I mean,
from
if you
from
can
Uh,
if you can make these things into its mouth, and she pulls out all 5 of her remaining smoke bombs, I mean, you might be able to choke it. We might not have to fight much.
Wraith also asks if you'd like. He whips out lightning because he does have lightning bolts. If you would like, perhaps I could charge the bullets in your gun to make them electrify.
I mean, I can also electrify my own bullets, just so you know. So
All right, never mind then. He puts the lightning bolt away. Although, on second thought, I'll keep the lightning bolt out just in case. You never know.
It moves with a speed that seems abnormal, and let's say it goes for Eina in particular.
So it's trying to punch me, or what is it
Swipe
trying
its
to do?
claw. Like
Swipe. Okay. In that case, seeing it approach, Eina will wrestle. Eina will take the battle standard out, not to raise it up, but to stomp it, stomp her foot and it together at once as a paired action for a shield wall with the perk 2 formation. So it's usually a line, she can form it into formations. So the intent is basically the equivalent of a turtle formation.
okay.
So shielded in front, shielded from above.
Okay. So that springs up, and as it swings its paw, it's boom, and you can see it sort of reeling back and kind of like trying to reassess. Is that in front of everyone? The way you configured it?
Yes, she would have made it wide enough to protect everyone. And after it gets knocked back, they look back at the group. My order and I will distract it. You, and looking specifically at Karen, you try and shoot it down.
So the creature
Pleasure.
slinks back and tries to get around the wall. I guess it's covering the whole length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Eina is going to jump onto her saddler, onto Maxima, and with a brief gesture, part of it can be moved. So she will make a small gesture to ride out through the shield wall before raising the battle standard. Battalion of the Sapphire Order, defend us and keep this beast at bay.
Okay. And with that,
to summon the battalion.
yeah. And with that, a spectral battalion forms behind you and basically kind of takes a formation, all ready to attack. So you charge forwards, and they charge with you, and yeah, you overwhelm this creature. So it's kind of surrounded, being hacked, and it's there like, ooh, very much distracted. What are the others doing?
Ellen looks to her necked herald. All right. So, looks like we got an opening. Still got that battle rifle with you?
I thought
Yes.
you had the battle rifle.
No, she gave her battle rifle to her neck. She
I
also has
do.
her shark's rifle.
Sorry.
I have it here.
Okay, good. All right, remember remember all that training that I gave you. Mobile fire. Do not make yourself an easy target, because I say it's about time we tip the odds in our favor. No?
I'm with you, sir.
I'm not a sir. Just
Ma'am,
call me Carolyn out here on the field.
Ma'am.
She just rolls her eyes and just gestures him to get on with it then. And then she just takes a look at the big creature, and she's just like, all right. You are not the biggest Unfortunately, you are not the biggest creature I've ever fallen before. Oh well. And this is just like an internal monologue, but this is also her activating which one is it? Shootout, and she has a few perks on Shootout. So basically, one of her perks, it sacrifices some range, but it basically turns her weapon into like a spread gun. So kind of like the spread gun from old school Contra. The other key perk, this fire is friendly, bullets don't harm allies, instead passing through them. So she is taking out her shark's rifle when the time comes, and she's like, all right, let's get it on, and just starts pulling the trigger as fast as she can, but also within reason, because she's been doing this enough times. She knows that if she just goes full auto, that rifle is going to overheat.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. And what's Aggie doing? And then we'll go to what's Wraith doing.
Yeah. What are the two emotions that are on the Mask of Duality?
What would you like them
Or
to
is
be?
it like I determine what they are?
You can determine what they are.
Okay. I had ideas and I've lost them, but it's okay. What I will do is I'm just gonna pull out the paintball gun, and I am just going to, as much as I can, spray the hell out of this giant gorilla's face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to take out its eyes. I'm trying to obscure its hearing. If I can choke it, excellent. I'm just spray and pray, paintballs
Okay.
all over the face of this thing.
So coming through the shield, suddenly these random bursts of paint splatter the ape-like creature in front of you. So it's like you kind of like sort of make your way up to the head, but it's like a patchwork of different sort of paint splatters, which in itself is distracting it because it's kind of like. I wouldn't say you had the greatest of aims, so you don't get around its head.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. No, I mean, even just keeping it off balance is valuable to some degree. So
Yeah, and because it's so big, you can't miss it. It's just
right.
you can't be selective of where you hit it.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I have baseline like skill and reflex and stuff, so I'm not expecting pinpoint. Chill.
Yeah. And Wraith, what are you doing?
Wraith is going to take that lightning bolt that he's had in his hand for quite a while, and he's just gonna throw it at the creature's. Let's go with the creature's knee, because usually if you hit them in the knee, it's like, oh, they're down, So yeah.
Okay. So with all of this activity joined, you managed to control the creature so Caroline can make a perfect shot, and with her trusty sidekick, and between the two of them it's like a cinematic with its massive head just like exploding in front of you and it falling back, overwhelmed by the Sapphire Order, and with it falling back, you get the screens popping up again. Level up, level up, level up, like loads of levels up. And the monolith above you starts humming, and you can see some stairways suddenly appear heading away from the monolith, going down.
Mm.
What are you doing?
Wraith is going to look at his level up screen first before doing anything else.
Okay, so you see you've got more hollow points, so you can put them towards your skill tree, or you can use them in the shop.
Wraith looks at his sword and goes, "Could he exchange this sword for a different weapon in the shop?"
There is an exchange function in the shop, yeah.
Okay. Is it like before, where you can pick any weapon you want, or is there some sort of caveat?
No, it's a bit more restricted now.
Okay. What's the restriction?
They seem to be class specific to whatever your class is recognized as.
Okay. Um, is there something like a sword with a magical like power within it? Like I don't know, fire or something?
I'll say you find a wizard staff with a sword in it.
Okay, there's that. Is there um can there be a sword? I think what he's going to do, he's going to take that wizard staff with the sword in it. Yeah,
Okay.
he'll take that. Can that sword be, like, you take it out? Can it be put on the staff to make it like have like the staff have like a little pointy end on it,
No,
or is it just a sword?
it's a sword within a staff. Not a
Okay.
bayonet.
Yeah. Yeah. I think right now Wraith will pick that, and Wraith
Okay.
goes, I guess. He's kind of probably didn't pick the best. He was just that's just like the first thing he saw, you know.
Yeah, Carolyn will take the battle rifle back from Harold and give him her sharp rifle in turn, and then she will pull up her screen because her plan is she wants to try and exchange this particular battle rifle for if she can get an assault rifle, all the better.
I'm going to say you find an assault rifle, but you haven't got enough points.
Even if I exchange my battle rifle?
You're just shy.
She just sighs and she's like, "Oh, rats."
Can we transfer points between each other? Because I'll donate to the cause. This is a genuine question. I
No.
will donate to the cause.
No, you can't.
Okay.
What options are there on the skill tree? Because Eina is perfectly fine with the weaponry she has, and if need be, she can just make some then herself.
Yeah,
so.
in that regards, then Carolyn will probably just work on upgrading her skill tree then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so will Wraith, but he's probably gonna have to think about that for a while. He's not gonna, because his last decision was kind of hasty, and he's like, I got a staff with a sword in it. This is probably not the best decision. Because he just probably saw the first thing he thought he saw that just looked cool, you know?
I mean, that was exactly what happened, wasn't it? Let's face it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not upset. It just would have made Carolyn even more of a badass, but we do have to temper her expectations just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the staircase lights up as if inviting you to enter into it.
Right, team. We ready to rock and roll?
Right, good. Well, I guess so.
Okay.
Onward.
All right.
So as you step onto this spiraling stairway, which seems to be carved into the jungle stone, you walk up it, and as you do, the environment around you shifts. Vines recede, light intensifies, and you can see glyphs in the wall beginning to glow, and a deep pulse rolls through the chamber, and you find yourselves listening to this faint hum that grows and grows and surrounds you, and then a warmer, lighter, almost peaceful light surrounds you, and you see a system message saying, "Ascension detected, transitioning to safe zone." And in a flash of white, you find yourself arriving at a village, and it's a village set within the trees. Sunlight filters through a towering canopy, and you see wooden walkways connecting tree houses and platforms.
Most curious.
As you appear, a small wolfkin child holding a basket full of fruit sees you, drops it, and says, "They're here early," and then runs off ahead of you.
Yeah.
Sounds like we're defying expectations.
I suppose we were expected. Well, I suppose given that this was called a safe zone, this is probably an even better spot to set up a base than the clearing in the jungle.
Yes, very much so. This must be a place for lack of
Non-combatants.
better term, adventurers to recoup their stamina or whatever. The problem is this party is a little too advanced for this game thing.
Either that or the estimation of us was
we might
far
be
too
sending
low.
in future teams. They may not be as proficient as us, so.
That's a good point.
Careful.
Very true.
Careful. If your heads grow any larger, you're not going to fit through the gate.
That's fun.
As you're chatting amongst yourselves, you see amongst the various tree houses and platforms are an array of different beastkin villagers. So you've got fox folk, bear folk, avian folk, and they've all paused mid-task and they're staring at you wide-eyed. And you can hear a murmur.
Don't let our arrival stop you.
You hear a murmur passing around them as they kind of like, visitors, 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 visitors.
Well,
I have no idea what to make of this.
Indeed.
Well, apparently maybe we should go introduce ourselves. Perhaps they could help us figure out what we're supposed to, perhaps this is a good place for us to rest. I mean,
we are supposed to establish some sort of a base camp, although if every single group has to go through what we did, I mean, we don't know that those challenges stay the same. We don't know that they always lead here.
That's a good point.
But if we...
I feel like at some point, though, we just have to say heck it and just...
Yep.
That is true.
As you're...
But this problem...
Is there anyone who looks a bit older, like amongst the beast folk? Is there someone who looks like older than most of the others?
Yeah.
Like basically an elder of the village.
So as you're debating what to do, an elderly stagkin steps forwards, leaning on a staff carved with wood with very similar glyphs to what you've seen in the tower so far on it. And he comes walking over to you and he says, "Welcome, travellers. You have climbed the tower's first path, but you were not meant to arrive yet. Time is thinning. The gate stirs sooner than expected. Speak the word countdown."
All right,
What will
countdown.
happen if we do?
So
I already said it.
with Aggie saying countdown, your user display appears in front of you and you see a countdown on the screen, and it basically says dungeon break 7 days.
Wraith looked at that and goes, 7 days. That's quite a long time.
What does it say on your screen?
That the dungeon will break in 7 days. At least, presumably, that's what the message is intended to be.
I think it actually means the dungeon will take a break for 7 days, as in people will not be able to attempt it for 7 days.
Oh,
No,
Uh,
I'm sorry, that's not what my understanding is.
Oh?
The villagers look quite worried and are exchanging glances amongst each other. It means that the gate will burst and all of the monsters will come pouring out and attack your population. You have 7 days to climb the tower and beat the gate.
Ah. Ah.
time is of the essence then.
Evidently. Suppose we better get whatever rest we can shortly and then return.
Would it be alright if we used this village as our base of operations for our group and any future groups that may come to help with climbing the tower?
Yes, of course. But I fear
Thank you.
you are here far too early, but far too late. He
How come?
goes over to a sort of, I don't know, like a plinth with similar glyphs on it and starts kind of interacting with it. And he pulls something out of it. And you can see it's like a little globe. He's like, "I fear you must use this." He'll pass it to you.
What will this do if we use it?
In it is a pocket dimension which contains the calibration chamber and the first floor jungle biome. You'll have to take this and you can use it to upskill your companions, unlock their abilities in the tower, and make more people able to take on the challenge.
Very well. That sounds quite useful for
Use it
stopping the invasion.
Use it to train, to build, and to grow stronger. You may also bind it to the one you rescued. Their presence will help stabilize it.
That's good to know. Yeah. Speaking of, did you say that thing's name was Pip, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
The light being?
Yep.
Okay. Pip, can you come here for a second? I just want to get my fan back.
It'll kind of come over and stop in front of you.
Okay, yeah, I just take the fan off of it and return it to myself. Don't want to risk losing this if we're gonna have to keep climbing the tower.
Suddenly, you get notices pop up on your interface screens, and the elder stood in front of you is kind of like, "Oh, I see some of the watchers are already interested in all of you."
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've
we've been getting
picked
that
up
a bit.
sponsors.
Hmm.
I think some of them may even want to offer sponsorship.
What do you mean by sponsorship?
Hey, that's what I said. We have sponsors. What do you think the fancy gear was? The mask that I got, the mask you got, what you two got. Like, it was
So
a sponsorship deal.
the beings that look over the towers, some, I guess you could call them gods. They often offer boons, their abilities, ways to strengthen yourself within the tower, to people who can be their champions.
Ah, I see. I see.
So it may be worth thinking if that's something you want to do or not.
Um,
I
Wraith will
believe that's
back at
some
Wraith will
rest
just.
over
Yep,
this. Sorry.
yep, sorry about that.
You know,
Go on. Let's start with
Ari,
Eina,
you may go.
and then
Okay. I believe that this is quite a lot to think about. Maybe we should get some rest and consider, especially also let the Enclave decide how it wants to continue with all of this.
I think that's a great idea.
That is also a good idea.
Yeah.
okay, well, please make use of our facilities, rest, and replenish.
Thank you.
And
Thanks.
with that, your badges start to ping.
Oh,
All right. Ping out, I guess.
yep. Carolyn gives a salute to
Thanks.
everyone. Good job, Vanguard. We've set up a good forward base of operations for the next group.
That we have, yes.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Any ideas when you want to do the next mission, Etch?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to see if I can make space in my calendar.
I will.
Saturdays generally are better than like Sundays.
Okay, I will put something within. I'll create a post for it. So yeah, look out for it.
Sick.
Okay. Good to know.
Is everyone pinging out?
Yeah.
Um,
Carolyn is, though she does give Harold her neck a nice pat on the back, and she also wants to see if there's like a bowl of Dino Nuggies, so that way she can give Chip some food. He deserves it, even though he didn't do much.
Okay.
um, Wraith is kind of going, very interesting. He looks at this staffy god, he kind of twirls it. He knows he can't take it with him. He decides, is there like an armorer there? Like a place, like basically he wants to put it in a place to where
The
he could,
pocket dimension.
yeah, like basically he wants to put it in like a box or something. Like if he ever comes back, he can come back and get it. Like if he comes back to this place, you know.
One of the beastkin, seeing you confused and sort of contemplating your weapon, it says like, "Would you like to use the save point?"
Save points.
Hmm.
I am not.
It's
I'm
just
not familiar with
it's just in
that.
this in this hut over here.
All right, he goes into the hut. What does he see?
As you go into the hut, your user interface pops up and it says, "Would you like to save?"
Wraith goes, not necessarily save, but I would like to store this stuff here if I ever come back.
It seems to react to what you're saying. It says, "Inventory will be saved at this point."
Wraith goes, well, I guess I will save. He clicks the save thing.
And it just goes,
What happens next?
"Ding! Save
Does
successful."
the item I have like disappear, and is it like in like a pictographic like item in like the little item box thing?
So when you say item, a inventory pops up and you can see the stuff there.
Ah, I see. Okay. Wraith also wants to look a little deeper into this inventory screen. Does it show everything that's on his person as being inventory?
Yes.
Okay. He is he's going to ask the thing. Query. He just says query. If I bring a motorcycle with me, does that mean that motorcycle will be considered a mount? The motorcycle I possess is semi-sentient.
You can see the screen. There's a circle going, as if it's considering your question. Classify motorbike.
Wraith decides. Is it like a search button, like a search thing in the thing that he could like search and like type in some stuff?
No.
He will type mount. He will type mount because it's basically the because Wraith's motorcycle is the gunslinger's horse, saddled horse, but I skinned it as a motorcycle.
So it will say, living creatures cannot be stored in the inventory.
Wraith asks, where would those... Okay. Wraith, feeling like he's got the answers he needs, he decides to ping out in the save hut.
Okay. So is everyone pinged out?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that was a mission success. Do you have any questions around anything at all?
Wraith
Yeah,
has lots.
this was very much not what I expected, but I liked it.
Ditto.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely. It was very enjoyable, very fun.
Yeah.
Mission
this was a really nice team
suggestion
composition.
name.
Oh, yeah.
Although I guess we got the day everything changed already. But
Absolutely
I was going to say
agree
name
with him.
suggestion, New Game Plus.
Yes.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this is very much isekai. I watch a lot of isekais, so this is very familiar to me. So
You know, I don't know if I told you, Edge, but the funniest part is that when you posted like the first idea of this and also said that it kind of takes inspiration from specifically like the Gate anime, I was currently watching that anime.
Oh, really?
that's kind of ironic.
Yeah, which very silly. Also very
But
good anime.
yeah, this is a very enjoyable, very different. Well, the thing is, what I liked about it is it plays with the mechanics of Enclave in that RPG setting that you don't normally get, which is interesting. And it allows you as a conduit to play with the mechanics of Enclave in a different way. It kind of feels like D&D in kind of a way, or like a CRPG from the late 90s. Kind of feels like that.
My first thought was a roguelike.
It's more like Arcanum of Steamworks and Magicka Obscura. It's more like that. If you've ever played that,
I have not.
it's
Okay.
it's a great game. Everybody's play it, but yeah. Anyway,
So
I'm a horrible console scrub, and I always have been.
I think let's wrap up. So any final messages for anyone watching? Any reflections? Anything you want to do? What would you do next if you were able to?
Like if we get picked for the next installment as well, is what you mean?
Yes. Like if your character was to carry on, what would you want to do next?
I
Conquer
want
the
more
next
social
level.
opportunities if we could. That's what I would really want, is just more social opportunities and social challenges, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
There was a lot of combat, and it wasn't the easiest time to find ways to it wasn't easy to find ways to contribute to the combat, I think,
Okay.
for me. I mean, illusionists aren't built for it, really. So that was a bit of a back foot moment for me.
Okay.
It was still enjoyable. I still had a good time, but
More social.
yeah, I'd like more social stuff.
Yeah. Cool. From
Yeah.
this level up, there's going to be more interaction with other characters in the tower. So yeah, there'll be more social situations.
Okay.
For Eina,
Honestly, I don't have anything really, like, in the sense of this mission had all the pieces that I would want for a mission for Eina.
Okay.
Like combat, but especially like an opportunity to lean more into the defensive role instead of taking purely offense, which especially at the end with the gorilla, that was very fun. Yeah, I enjoyed the mission a lot. I mean, that there being more combat means that a Thane who is, I mean, Thanes are just more combat oriented than illusionists, so that just, yeah, I genuinely enjoyed it. It was a good, and it was more combat focused, but yeah,
okay.
fun time.
Caroline.
Yeah, this was really quite enjoyable. Carolyn really was doing her best to not be like the star of the show, just letting others do her thing. Admittingly, when you bring someone with experience into the fold, inevitably when it comes your time, it does kind of trivialize things a bit. But I think she enjoyed herself, and if she does continue on here, she's obviously going to continue conquering the tower, probably relying on social play first, but if push comes to shove, well, I think her enemies will know what to expect.
Okay. And finally, Wraith.
Wraith. He likes the idea of it, but he probably wants to. Put it this way: if he could, he'd probably like to respect the character he had. Like, had he known picking the sword would have given him sword, he probably would have picked something else. He likes the idea, but he probably, like, in his heart of hearts, he'd like to almost like restart, but he doesn't know. Maybe if he just stuck with it a little longer, he'd probably be happier. He does like the fact that one of his past lives was there, and seeing how many of past lives were there, he knew he had a lot. He didn't know he had that many. He's not annoyed. He's just very surprised. He kind of suspected that, but wasn't quite sure. He's surprised how many it really was.
Cool. Okay. Well, on that, thank you everyone for joining and taking part in the mission. I will call a close there.
All right.
Toodaloo, everybody. See you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks so much
See
for
ya.
having me.